Hello, these spectacular specimens of humankind. It's about time, eh? It's about time I got online. Good lord. How are we doing? Welcome on in. Welcome to the Cult of Vane, the home of hedonism. My little corner of the wonderful world of Twitch. It's bloody freezing today. I thought it was going to be a bit warmer today, but apparently not. The forecast said it was going to be toasty today, but apparently it's not. Apparently it's just going to be bloody freezing all day. And then the one day that I've woken up, I've been like, do you know what? I'm real keen to start streaming today. I cannot wait to get on stream. I'm going to be fucking, it's going to be great. It's going to be wonderful. You know, I got up early because I was taking the nephews to school today, and then I took my sister to the shop to pick up some bits and pieces because she can't drive at the moment because of like giving birth and stuff like that. If you know, you know. And so I took her to the shop, and that was great, and it was wonderful. And I had it was a fun morning. It was busy. It was going doing the stuff all at them. All right, cool, great, ready, settle down, get myself sorted, get all stuff sorted. Other things going on this evening that I'm trying to prepare for and get all that stuff sorted. All fun and games. And then all I hear is, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? And I completely forgot that they were resurfacing. I say I completely forgot. I knew because there was no cars on the entire street today. But they're resurfacing our road out the front of the house, and it is annoying as fuck because the road doesn't need resurfacing. Doesn't need it. Jester Fraud, you cheeky little devil. Speaking of servicing, welcome on. Welcome on in. Servicing from the realms of Lurk, Jester Fraud. Yeah, they're resurfacing. The road doesn't need resurfacing. There are no potholes. Not a single pothole. There's no wear and tear on the road. It's a little discolored because, you know, it's a road and it's out in the sun all the fucking time. It needs, I would say that maybe the lines, the WL lines need pandering a little bit, you know.
Afternoon beams. I shall be lurking as just setting off on a long drive.
You lurk away, Rach, and I hope that the long drive goes swift and smoothly and you get there nice and safe, you beautiful being. I hope you get there nice and safe. I know you've got a long old drive ahead of you, but thank you very much for the 100 little panderings, you beautiful being. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. So yeah, so that is the reason why we had a delayed start today by an hour and 20 minutes, which I am fucking infuriated about. I don't know whether they have stopped for lunch and they are going to come back and make noise. I'm hoping not, because it was really fucking loud. I literally sat down at about 11:30 because it was quite early on in the day. I say early on, 11:30 as if it's an early on time, but it's definitely not. And I basically just pressed record. Loaded up all of my stream settings with all the usual settings that I normally have, which are normally quite good at like blocking out background noise and shit like that, like the fish tanks and other shit that's going on in my house and stuff like that. It's normally quite good at all that stuff, and all I did was press record, and I just watched the volume meter, and it just picked up fucking everything. And I played around with it for a little bit to see if I could get it to like cancel it out in some way, shape or form, but it didn't have any of it. It was just picking up all of the steam rollers, although they're not steam rollers anymore, all of the fucking tarmac flatteners, and everything. And it annoys me. It annoys me, not necessarily just because of the fact that it delayed stream and I was really keen to get into stream today. But it annoys me because I was literally on my way to the shop that I took my sister to today. There were roads that desperately needed work. They needed pothole stuff sorted. They needed resurfacing because like some of the surfacing had come up and it was like gravelly. It was like driving on gravel, even though it was all secure and what have you. And I'm looking at those roads being like, why the fuck are they resurfacing my road? Why the fuck are they doing? My road is fine. It's got another, like, even without the resurfacing now, it's got another, I don't know, 5 years in it before it gets to a point where it needs some desperate work doing to it. There are so many streets and roads in the local area that need so much more work doing to them. But no, instead they close off my out-of-the-way street in the area that I live that doesn't need any fucking work done to it and just becomes a pain for everyone around here, including me, who works from home and does this shit. It's fucking annoying is what it is. And it just screams of council, whoever is in charge of this area, desperately needing to spend budget. That's what it screams. You know, when it gets to like the end of the financial year, like towards the end of April or what have you, last month, where it was just like, okay, we need to spend the end of this budget before the end of April so that we can get the same budget next year. Do you know what? Let's just resurface all of these roads. That's fine. And if we pay all of these people in advance, then they'll do the work in May and we don't have to worry about it. Do you know what I mean? That's what it fucking screams, and I fucking hate it. They're trying to appease the voters. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Because I don't think anyone around here even considered the concept of resurfacing the road. Because it's, like I said, it didn't need doing. It didn't need doing. There was nothing wrong with the road. There was literally nothing wrong with it at all. There was no potholes. There was no wear and tear. Like, maybe needed a little bit of repainting on like the double yellow lines and stuff like that. But other than that, it genuinely didn't need any fucking work doing to it. And I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? What is this? It just thinks, see, we're doing things with the community. Yeah, our community, not the fucking communities that need the work done, not the roads and the streets and the council estates and stuff like that need the work done. No. This random little fucking street that I live on. Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's so stupid. So fucking stupid. Anyway, let me say hello to people. Milky Pork, you cheeky little devil. How you doing? How's it going? Kiara Strings, welcome on in. How's it going? Rowan Rose, always a delight to see you, you beautiful bean. Always a pleasure to see you. Also, your hair looks fucking sensational. Rowan Rose, thank you very much for putting a picture of yourself in the Discord. I really appreciate that. Your hair looks fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Just how you doing? Gilus, afternoon all. Eris Ptolemy, I have arrived. Oh, what? Already? All over the place? I hope you cleaned up after yourself, you cheeky devil. What are you like, eh? Tinks, you beautiful bean. Hello, Purple Bat. How's it going? How's it going? Phoenix of the Fence. Hello, you cheeky devil. Hope everyone is grand. Put my heating on as it is cold, but at least the strong wind has dried my washing nice and quick. That is very good. I'm glad that it's dried your washing. It is... I had an actual shiver today. I like literally was sat in my computer waiting for the fucking people outside. And I realized the fact that these workmen, it's their job. Do you know what I mean? I'm not blaming them, but it is annoying. You know, I realize they're doing their job. They're being paid to do that job, and they've been told to resurface their road. It's not their fucking fault, but it's still fucking annoying. But it's just so fucking loud. I didn't realize it was going to be quite as loud as it is as well, because they got big fuck off machines, and I'm just like, really? Is there any need for... I don't remember resurfacing roads being that vigorous before. Do you know what I mean? But anyway. What's everyone doing this bloody gorgeous bloody Tuesday? I'm doing all right, doing okay. We're going to be jumping relatively quickly into the game because I've got now a limited amount of time. I'm going to sit back down again. I've now got a limited amount of time that I have to spend with you all because I'm meeting my brother for drinky poos. There we go. I'm meeting my brother for drinky poos later on this evening. I haven't had a catch up with my bro for a while, so it'll be nice to do that. Jesus Christ, the light is bright today, but never mind. I look very ghostly pale. It's fine. Natural light coming in, you see. Trying to get that vitamin D going on. Wanderer Greppel, how you doing, you beautiful individual? Nibberin badly fakes the jackhammer noises. They are what? Yeah, to be fair, they're not. It's the fucking steamroller thing. And they've got this big fuck off lorry that lays it down. And you know what? I reckon it probably does it significantly faster than anything else. But it ain't half noisy. It ain't half noisy, you know? They came down and sweeped. They were sweeping the road with this another big fuck off lorry machine that I had little rotary fucking brushes on it. 7:30 this morning. Literally just before, like about a minute before my alarm went off at 7:30 so that I could take my nephews to the to school, and I just heard this really loud ooh, and I was like, the fuck is that noise? What is this sorcery? I'm gonna have to close that curtain in a minute because it's too bright. I was like, what is this sorcery? And it was this street cleaner thing. I was like, Jesus Christ, what is this? I didn't think they were allowed to start before 8, but apparently there's no legal laws on it. Legal laws as opposed to illegal laws. You know, those things. Anyway, you know. Now you're a Pokemon? Exactly, Kiara. Exactly. Milky Pork coming in with the 3 streams in a row. You've been streaking through here. Good lord. I hope that you put some clothes on, because God knows what kind of weird ass chemicals they've got in the air with the with the street shit going on. You know what I mean? And Gilus with the 145 streams in a row. Good lord. Bit chilly today. It bloody well is. Need to put some clothes on. We've had our summer, Gilus. We've had our summer. That's it. The Great British Summer lasted 3 days. Misery for the rest of the fucking time. Misery, I tell you. Gosh darn it. It's warm here. Oh, I'm glad that it's warm there, Rowan Rose. You're all melty. I'm gutted that it's at a point of meltiness, but I am glad that you are warm, because it is bloody freezing here today. I just keep getting distracted because I see people in high vis walking by the window. And I'm just like, what's going on? What are they doing? Are they bringing back that infernal noise? No. Eris Ptolemy with the 225 streams in a row. Good lord, there is a lot of streaking happening today. A lot of streaking going on today, you know. Wasn't Roadworks, it was the mods trying to get out of the attic. No, they know better, Phoenix the Vents. They know they need to be quiet, you know. Rowan Rose, you cheeky little devil. 9 minutes ago, you redeemed Show Donor with speech. Now, before it disappears, I need to talk about it. So this is the donation goal, friends, to get our brand new business cards, which are our new condoms. These are the business cards that I currently have. I've got 2 sets, and we're looking at getting a 3rd set, and I've designed them, and they look fit as fuck, and they look absolutely fucking fantastic, and I'm really looking forward to getting the order placed and everything. Once we hit 50% of the goal, I'm going to show you what they look like, which will be excellent. So that's my next. The dono goal is to get me some more custom-made safe sex business cards. And also, because I'm enjoying this habit of like rewarding people, like as a thank you from me to you, that when we actually hit the donation goals, I'm like doing something as a reward. And it's been great so far. We've got an extra stream of Orgienizer. Got an extra stream of Orgienizer on Thursday night because of the community reward. That was the roller going by. But I don't think it was like rolling anything in particular. And this one, the one that is specifically for this donation goal, once we hit the donation goal, once it's complete and done and finished, is that me and Chunk are going to do a stream together where one of us wears a blindfold and has to play a game, and the other one has to instruct them how to do it. So if I'm wearing the blindfold, we'll be playing like Pac-Man or something, and he'll be telling me which directions to go, but I can't see what's going on. So it should be highly entertaining. It should be really, really amusing. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. It'll be chaotic if nothing else. It'll be chaotic if nothing else. So that is the reward if we manage to hit this donation goal, as well as, of course, me getting special printed custom condoms and stuff, you know. Thank you very much for claiming that, Rowan Rose. I really, really appreciate it. I really appreciate it, you beautiful bean. Your road was fine. I bet it isn't anymore. You beautiful bean. Purple Bat, thank you very much for donating towards our wonderful goal there. Can I get some egos in chat? Say a massive thank you to Purple Bat. I really appreciate that. That's really kind of you. That's really, really kind of you. I want to see if you posted anything. Well, you didn't write a private message. You just supported me. I appreciate that, you beautiful being. It's really, really kind of you. I really appreciate the fact that you people are choosing to... Well, you feel that I am worthy of your coinage. It means the world. It genuinely does. Thank you so much. My road was fine, but it isn't anymore. It's definitely not anymore. It's not a thing. It's between... here it comes again. I don't know whether you'll be able to hear it. If you can, then let me know. If you can hear it, can you hear it? In amongst all of my voices and the voices that I do. That seemed quieter than earlier, so maybe you didn't hear it. Maybe that was okay. Maybe that was all right. If it gets any louder, just about. Okay, that's good. This is good. That means, okay, that's good. That's a good thing. That is a good sign. I like this sign. This is a good thing. Love this. Astra, you beautiful being, as a flying visit, would like to say thank you to the person who some time ago translated the Mr. Bobby song into Latin. I'm now using this for part of my role playing tonight. I love this. I love this, Astra. Yes, that's actually how budget works way too often. They have to spend it to get it again, which blows my fucking mind, Astra. That seems like such a waste of money. Like, the amount of times that I sit down and I think about how many pointless things are done when the money is needed elsewhere. How many things are done out of sheer pointlessness because they're like, well, we need the money next year, so we're gonna put we're gonna put all of these things that at some stage are gonna need redone, but they don't need redone now. And if we do it now, then we'll definitely get the money next year. And it's just like, why not forego that money and put it somewhere where it is needed, like in these places that have got potholes that need that fucking money spent on them, or given to the NHS, or do you know what I mean? It's just like, fuck's sake. Bureaucracy boils my piss, friends. It really fucking does. It really, really fucking does. Yeah, see, we're doing things for community. Exactly, yeah. They're statistically way less likely to get the vote. Well, we've just had the mayoral elections, haven't we? My city was one of those people that voted reform, which blows my mind. So our new mayor, not to talk about politics too much, but our new mayor of the city is a boxer. Not a politician, not somebody who understands the workings of politics, not somebody who understands how a council is run or how it works. Not somebody who has studied any of these things or understands economics or understands sociology or understands anything. No. We've got a boxer. We've got a reform candidate boxer who I'm genuinely hoping in some way, shape or form is going to surprise me, but I don't think he is. Happens here too. Yeah, it's popularity contest. Boxer, barely. Mayor, barely know. Oh my god. Yeah, it happens here. Do you know what there is? It's wild. Do you know what? I think that taking a moment to pay heed to the existential crisis that is existence right now. I think that this is a turning curve for the. I hope it is a turning curve for the human race. I hope that this popularity contest that is currently the governing world of the governing universe of the world. Do you know what I mean? The way that the governments seem to work. It's all about popularity and not about what they actually fucking do. I hope this makes the human race wake the fuck up. I really do. Maybe that's my optimism speaking. Maybe it is. I'm gonna have to close that curtain because it's too bright now. It's too bright. Can't have things being too bright. Good lord. Good. Come on now. Hey. Mrs. Tudor, how you doing? Welcome back, you beautiful bean. Yeah, I have a genuine hope that the clusterfuck that is current governing and politics is going to revamp the entirety of political systems to make people realize that A, everybody fucking lies. B, you shouldn't ever take anything for granted and do your own fucking research before you start making snap judgments. And C, there is a need for understanding the way the world works before you vote for somebody. But anyway, that's enough about politics. Just a little bit of a frustration there, you know. I'll have some very nice fun photos to share with the next couple of weeks or so, which I will share once I can. Rowan Rose, I love to see it. I hope that the photos come out exquisitely well, and I hope you're really fucking happy with them, friend. Genuinely do. Genuinely do. But Not in the way quite yet. Maybe in a few hours after the minis are off to school. Oh, Eris. Oh, hello. Oh, cheeky. Shiver with anticipation. Exactly, Phoenix Defense. Very colorful gay underwear. Oh, Rowan Rose, love to see it. Love to see it. Yes, with the self-empowerment. All about that shit. All about that shit. God damn it. The laws of crime, that's me. Yeah, on board it. On board it. Eric's telling me, cheeky devil, it's not going nowhere. Well, I appreciate you doing that as well. Are they latex-free business cards? I actually don't know whether they do latex-free ones. I can ask. I can certainly ask, for sure, Rowan Rose. See what the extra cost is to get them latex-free. To be honest with you, I will say that when I order these, I don't expect anyone to use them. I don't actually expect anyone to use them. I would like to think that people look at them and be like, fucking hell, look at what a beautiful man that is on the surface of this condominium. Let me not use this. Do you know what I mean? That's what I hope for. That's what I hope for. You know? Quite enough. Sounds like Chunk is vacuuming upstairs. I'll take that. I'll take that. So long as there is, if it's audible, it's like barely audible and isn't interfering with everything. When they were out yesterday, when they were out earlier on today, and I was like doing the recording to see what levels of like volume we're at, it was like really fucking loud, almost as loud as my voice. Like almost every single time I spoke, it was like there was an undercurrent of. I was like, fucking hell, this is gonna be. I almost cancelled stream because I was like, this is not gonna end all day. This is gonna be so fucking shit. And they're going on again tomorrow as well. So I'm like, 2 days, my 2 main days of streaming. This is really fucking shit. Do you know what I mean? You hear nothing now. That's because nobody is outside now, which is good. Which is good. Rowan Rose coming in with a prime for the 47 months. Good lord. Good lord. You've only just remembered to do this? Well, I appreciate you doing that. I appreciate you. Literally could have taken... Oh, my God. My knees. You could have taken that absolutely anywhere, and you chose to do it here. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that, beautiful bean. Let me now inscribe your name on the mirror vein, you beautiful bean. Rowan Rose. Your name is now inscribed upon the mirror vein. By having your name upon the mirror vein, it means you get access to my personal Snapchat, not a bum Snapchat, you cheeky devil. And of course, you get access to all the sexy little emotes. But the most important thing is you got to roll over every morning, look in the mirror, and go, God, I look rough. But God damn, do I make rough look good. Oh, sexy. Oh, yes, meow. You know? You cheeky devil. Fun pictures, did some modeling in really cool underwear brands. Ooh. Now I'm damnably intrigued. Now I am damnably intrigued, Rowan Rose, all right? Creep Eats, hello, you beautiful bean. Can I get a shout out for Creep Eats, please? I would very much appreciate that. Beautiful being that they are. Tantalizingly, devilishly dark and mysterious. Like the coffee they drink. Last time we had someone who was relatively in law as our mayor, who was like 2014. People go check out my dear friend Creep Eats. Creep Eats is a wonderful individual. Very obsessed with coffee. Exquisitely gothic in nature. And plays a whole load of a variety of different games, but they do tend to, much like myself, they do tend to orient around the like creepy, spooky, pseudo-gothic kind of genre. Do you know what I mean? And horror, of course. And a cheeky bit of horror. Because why wouldn't you, yeah? Just hope we survive the let's try the inexperienced people to see if they do better than the experienced ones. Yes, Millen, 110%. Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. I think if we look like as a general sort of ruling across the entire world, I think the scenario is this. Politicians have fucked people over for too long. You want to look at like society in the Western world on a grand scale. Politicians have fucked people over for too long, and now nobody trusts any politicians. So when somebody else comes along and goes, hey, I could do a better job and I'm not a politician, everyone goes, sounds like a great plan, we'll put them in. Doesn't think about like the aftermath, doesn't think about whether the person's qualified. They just go, well, I know that person's name. And it was depressing as fuck. When I went to do my voting, my wonderful right of voting, the only name that I recognized on the entirety of the form was the Reform candidate, because he was a famous boxer before he was a mayoral candidate. You know, depressing as fuck. And they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. They're like, oh well, let's get popular names in. Doesn't matter whether they know what to do. Doesn't matter whether they can do the job. Let's just get popular names in, because the popular names will give us the seats. Although there's a bigger thing about how actually the right wing got a lot of the seats, but the left wing got more seats. The right wing are losing seats and the left wing are gaining seats, but because of the popularity in the media that the Reform Party are getting, because of how fucking well opinionated they are, they are getting more media coverage. I need to stop talking. I need to stop talking. I need to stop talking. Otherwise, it's gonna spiral. It's gonna spiral, you know. So we are legally required to give notice for such work unless it's an emergency. Astra, they did give us notice. They did give us notice. They sent us a letter in the post and stuff, but I just, regardless of giving us notice, it doesn't change the fact that it doesn't need doing. It doesn't need doing, you know. But thank you very much for the shout out for Creep Beats. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. How you doing today, peeps? Also, thank you very much for the shout out. You beautiful individual. You deserve the shout out. You deserve it, Creep Beats. I was in a really good mood this morning. I was in a really good mood this morning. And then the works that are being done, that is not the fault of the workers. These people outside are just doing their own jobs, you know what I mean? They've got a job to do, and that's their thing. It is definitely the fault of whoever decided to book this shit in, because it didn't need fucking doing. But that's put a little kink in my armor, and I love a little kink normally. But yeah. Other than that, do you know what? Other than this mild frustration, I'm having a really good day. I'm having a really good day. It's a fun old day. I'm doing my best. You know, it's all just shits and giggles. And the only thing that I found really annoying was the fact that I couldn't start stream on time because it was so fucking noisy out the front of my house. You know. How's it going, Dapper Cogsworth? Hello, you cheeky little devil. You're sleepy but good. That is grand. That is grand. Stuff and things. Somebody else fucks the country even worse or just as bad, so it's complete insane. Oh yeah, the whole thing, Millen, it's madness. Madness, I tell you. And this is probably the reason why I think I'm not thinking about it quite so often, because if you think about it too much, then it just ends up putting you in such a vile place. Do you know what I mean? Vile mental state. You know? Get a red eyeshadow properly. Did it stain? I hope it stained. Red eyeshadow always fucking stains. Remember a phrase from Plato, I think, which was loosely comes across as those who seek power and are the least suitable for power. Yeah, I'd say that's a fair assessment, to be honest with you. There was a Billy Connolly sketch that he did many years ago. We're talking in the fucking 90s. All right. And I know that Billy Connolly has had a variety of different controversies over his life, but there's a lot of things that he has said that made a lot of sense to me. He was very much product of his time. Actually, he was ahead of his time at the time, but now he's behind his time because, you know, time has moved on. But he made a statement. He made a statement saying that the desire to be a politician should ban you for life from ever being an actual politician. If you want to be a politician, you should never be allowed to be a politician. And I was like, that's excellent. That is such an interesting way of putting it. Yeah. The desire to want to be in politics should forever ban you to forever being in it. You should never be allowed to. You know? Always have the same thought. Are they just doing their job, but damn, it's loud? Yes. Yeah, exactly. I don't fault any of these people for doing their job at all. It is loud. Or certainly was. At the moment, it's quieting down a little bit. I'm hoping that whatever they needed to do that was loud is now quiet. Like, as finished. But yeah, I was frustrated that it pushed me back by an hour. Do you know what I mean? Pushed me back by an hour. Was in good mood until I learned that I had to go into the office today. No, boo! Fortunately, got my breakfast delivery redirected there, so I'll be fine. I am glad. I am glad that you got breakfast, Millen, and ordered in breakfast as well. I feel like ordered in breakfast is always better. No, I tell a lie. I tell a lie. McSteffels makes a breakfast like if I'm salivating just thinking about it. McSteffels makes the most amazing like breakfast muffins that exist ever. They're just fucking excellent. But other than McSteffels' unique talent when it comes to breakfast, I would say that like ordered in breakfast is always a solid, always tastes a little bit better. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? That's what time does. It does. It does. But it's more specifically, it's like you can be young and ahead of your time. And then your time comes and you're like, cool, I'm part of this time now. And then you get older and you're like, okay, my time is now in the past. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Timey-wimey stuff. Exactly, Miss Tudor. Exactly. There you go. You see? Stretch your neck to see. Kiara, like every so often something happens out the front. The reason why I was stretching my neck to see that is because a car drove by and I was like, oh, have they already finished? Have they done their thing? Is everything finished now? What the fuck? They said they were going to be out for 2 days. They were closing the road for 2 days. I know because nobody on the entire street has anywhere to park anymore. So, what the fuck? What the fuck? You know? Usually make yourself an oatmeal and tea for breakfast. So Tuesdays are special for me. Oh, I like that. And do you know what, Millen? Tuesday is the, like, for people that are in a standard job. For people that are in, like, a normal standard job, I'd say that Tuesdays are the worst day. I always think that Tuesdays are the worst day. Because when you've got a standard normal job where you work in Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, for example, or 8:30 till 6:30, or whatever the fucking hours you work in, you know? You've got the weekend, which is like your free time where you do stuff or you don't do stuff or you chill or what have you. And Monday, you can still reminisce about the weekend. Tuesday is too far away from the previous weekend and not close enough to the next weekend to really be looking forward to it. Wednesday, hump day, halfway through the week. Oh, the weekend's coming. Thursday, oh my god, we're nearly at the weekend. Friday, the weekend is on, literally fucking inappropriately touching me. Cheeky little shit. Then weekend time again. It's the worst. It's the worst. Tuesday is shit. So I'm genuinely glad that you are combating the Tuesday blues, Millen, with getting yourself a nice little treat. A little treat on a Tuesday, you know? Just seeing the time, I have to run because I have therapy in 10 minutes, so it's time to have the scheduled pre-therapy screen. Entirely fair. Entirely fair. I hope that therapy goes well, Rowan Rose. I hope that it isn't too heavy and that you learn a lot. We explore a lot about yourself, you know? I still got... My lips are still fucked, by the way, friends. For those people that weren't here yesterday, I put some lip salve, like lip balm, whatever you want to fucking call it, and I was allergic to it. I put it on like last Thursday, Friday, and it turns out I was allergic to it. So over the weekend, I had blistered lips, which was less than pleasant. Less than pleasant. So I'm just trying to keep them delightfully moisturized. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Stretch his neck even further. All of the neck. Oh my lordy. All of the little... are those your Milky Pox? Milky Pock? Are those your emotes? Your Milky Pox? Was I like asking colleague what they did on the weekend on a Tuesday? It confuses people so much. Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine. It's funny you say that. I usually do movie nights on Tuesdays with my friend. Not tonight as she and her partner are doing a special Twitch stream, but usually on Tuesdays. That, honestly, solid call. Solid call. Because, like I said, Tuesdays need a little extra kick up the ass. Do you know what I mean? You've got to have an extra little treat on a Tuesday, because Tuesday is the shittest day of the week. Doesn't really work for people like me, because I work all the time. I'm just working all the time, you know, standard sort of doing bits and pieces all over the time. But I still think I fall into that feeling like Tuesday is a bit more of a struggle than others, you know. Though it doesn't really work for me because I start streaming and I'm fine again. Do you know what I mean? I was saying that, and do you know what? I was about to say it doesn't really work for me because I also had a really good morning this morning. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I'm speaking out my ass is what I'm doing. Chatting shit out my ass. In a metaphorical sense, not a literal one. Do you know what I mean? It's another pig-themed streamer. Amazing. Moist. Oh, I love the word moist. Creep beats. Most of the time, chat shit about politics. Not gonna lie, bro knows I can understand it. I think, to be honest with you will not be alone. I think an awful lot of people will be chatting, if they've got a therapist, will be talking about politics with their therapist. Because the world is a scary place at the moment. The world is a scary place. Which is why it is our job to do the best we can to make it better for ourselves and those around us, you know? And then you get people like me who step up and argue with people all the fucking time. Because that's what I do. That's what I do. I will happily have those arguments so that other people don't have to. Do you know what I mean? Shrinks neck back into body. Oh, Kiara. You went full giraffe for a minute then. I was very confused. Very, very confused. You know, like those what are they, like tortoises or the turtles or what have you, where they're like in the shell and they've got like the little head and what have you, and then they stretch out. They're like the Galapagos turtles, where they're land turtles and they've grown to be giant because like there's no predators or anything like that. So but they like end up and they've got like their little heads in their shells like this, and then they're like, oh look, food up on the tree, and they go from that to like having this real long neck out of fucking nowhere. It's like nom 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 nom, eat the food off the tree and back into the shell. You know, it's wild. Fucking love that shit. Fucking love that shit. I love weird creatures, you know. My only Milky Pork themed emote is what you say. What you say? Amazing. Amazing. I love that. I love that. For sure. For sure. Anyway, friends, should we jump into the game? I know we haven't chatted for as long this time round, but I've caught up with chat, which is rare for me. But I did start late, so I can understand that dynamic. And I would love to be able to jump into the game so that... Ooh, cheeky. So that we can play a bit more of it before I have to shoot off a bit later on. In a few hours' time. In a few hours' time. You know? Right. Put you over here. Music, pause. And load up some Citizen Sleeper. Let's see if we can get going on this, you know. As per usual, friends, this is my first playthrough of the game. We've been playing it 5 weeks now. I think 5 weeks, something like that. And I'm fucking loving it. I'm really, really enjoying this game. Really, really enjoying this game. It's only the mods that are able to use that one, Eris, but thank you very much for that. I appreciate that. Yeah, this is my first playthrough. The less I know of the game, as per usual, the less I know about the game, the happier I am as a human being. So please, no hints, no tips, no spoilers, no theories unless I specifically ask for them. Yeah, just let's indulge ourselves in a cheeky little bit of cyberpunk. What is it? Choose your own adventure shenanigans. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Thank you very much, Nibirin, for that. I think we finished. Yeah, we've used all of our doodads. And I believe we finished just before all of that. I can sunbathe for energy. I don't really need to sunbathe for energy. Let's end the cycle. End the cycle. What I do want to do at the moment is I want to go over and get myself comfortable first of all. I want to go over and deal with all of the stuff. Oh my lordy, that is disgusting. We want to change that. That's much better. I want to go over and do all the stuff that I need to do with... What was their name? Bliss? This time round. First of all, feed the cat, because very important that we feed the cat. Feed the cat. I also wanted to check out the father and daughter duo and see what they were all about. See what was going on there. Lemon Mina's unit. That was it. What was this one? Lemon Mina, because Mina is fucking adorable. And then yeah, because we agreed that we would babysit Mina so that Lem could go work in order to try and win a ticket to get out of the slums, as it were. But let's go see Bliss first, because I can't remember where we were at with Bliss. Oh yeah, because the first thing that they did was the first job that they got in this mechanic bay, this 0G mechanic bay, was a dud because their ex-partner stole all of their funds. Then the second one, we got paid in fucking mushrooms. And now we're back on to, like, we've got to wait another 2 days, 2 cycles before we can get more information from that. Okay, well, let's do a Lemon Mina then. Lem can't work shifts at the shipyard unless somebody else watches Mina. You two seem to get along at the time. Lem is desperate. He will let me do it. That's grand. I will happily look after Mina. Mina is great. You are gonna let me do some more of these. Let's give it a go. Oh, not great, not great, but I'll do it for the last one. Fantastic. We got it. We got it done. There's Lem, the shipyard worker. She's asleep, whispers Lem, creeping back out of the unit's tiny bedroom, sliding the door shut as he does. You are perched at a thin bar in the main room, the slate in front of you still glowing with Mina and your drawings from a cycle spent together. There's a ring, the only world Mina has known, with a stick figure standing along its edge. The tall one is you. Drink? Asked Lem, producing a worn-looking bottle of Girolet from under the bar, its contents glowing amber in the fluorescent light. Sure. Itchy nose. How's it going, J2? How you doing? Lem nods and glugs a few fingers into a couple of metal tumblers, then sits down with you at the bar. Cheers, he offers, and you clink the metal container together. You know, we actually have something to celebrate this time round. Lem gives you a sideways look. I made the assembly team on the side reel. He grins broadly. Clearly, he has been desperate to tell you all cycle. Amazing. Lem holds up his drink. Couldn't have done it without you keeping an eye on little meanie back there. Lem shifts a little on his stool. He looks uncomfortable. How's our girl doing, Sleeper? Our girl? I am now pseudo-parent? Okay, alright, fair enough. How's our girl doing, Sleeper? Haven't seen much of her these past cycles. She misses her dad. Yeah, she misses her dad. Lem looks away. Yeah, he says to no one in particular. The silence stretches out as Lem takes a drink, eyes fixed on the bedroom door. You okay? He nods. Can't take all the credit for Mina. She isn't actually mine. Alright, okay. He gazes into the middle distance. I pulled her off a refugee shuttle out by one of Ember's moons. The colony was falling apart for decades after Solheim's collapse, surviving on next to nothing. Eventually, some of the residents tried to make for the eye on these decrepit old shuttles. He sloshes the drink around in his tumbler. They had no idea what they were doing. The one Mina was on was decompressed halfway here. Everyone's spaced. The only reason she made it was that somebody sealed her in a weapon locker. She was ice cold when I reached her. Purple lips. He shivers. Once I picked her up, I wouldn't let go. The medics treated her with me still clinging to her. He takes a drink. Still not sure why. Because you got parental instincts, buddy. He reaches over and refills his cup. We weren't exactly anybody's heroes, you understand? We were private military, hired in by Conway to protect their claims in the collapse. But once I got Mina, that was it. I quit. Got us dumped here. You saved her. I'm going to sound like an idiot now, but... He sighs. She saved me. That's the truth of it. He looks around the decaying unit. Its stained plastic plating and flickering lights. Me. I brought her to this. She was tiny, too small to know what she lost. But I can't stop thinking about it. He rubs his eyes, dark with tiredness. What if our number doesn't come up in the draw, Sleeper? What then? The sidereal will sail off without a thought, leaving us here. What kind of life is that for her? She'll manage. You'll make it. Sorry. No, you don't have it any better. He looks at his cup and pushes it away down the bar. This is a celebration, right? Both of us on the team now? Both of us in with a chance? Exactly. He doesn't know. He doesn't know. But if I win, I'm going to give him the ticket. Of course I am. Why wouldn't I do that? Why would I not do that? Do you know what I mean? I'm Sleeper. I'm a dude that has survived on this ring for a little while. It's become my own home. I don't need a ticket. I don't fucking need that shit. I'm going to give him the ticket. Of course I am. You know? Imagine all three of us riding Sidereal Horizon out of here to a new world. He looks into his glass for a moment. I think I drank this too fast. He laughs. Lem stands and starts to clear the glasses out to the auto wash. I need some sleep, friend. Me too. All right then. He catches your shoulder as you turn to leave. Thank you, Sleeper. I mean it. From both of us. He pats your shoulder and you slip out into the dark of the walkway with the thought of little Mina on your mind. Oh, little Mina. Little Mina. Bless her cottons. Win a sidereal ticket. Workers on the sidereal crew get entered into a draw. Okay, so that's the next thing I need to do. And we've also got 2 points to spend, but we need 3 points before we can do any of the next stuff. Which is fine. We're not in any rush for anything. Not in any rush for anything, you know? How's it going, J2? How you doing, buddy? What was the bounty on after? I think I've done all of those now. Flotilla aid I can't do till later on. Plant the seed and let it grow is in the process. I don't really want to work for a buyer. I don't really want to do that. But, you know. Sidereal fit up. Sure. Okay, so that's going to take a whole load of fitting up. Which I believe is just going to be that one, isn't it? Work on the sidereal crew to get entered into the draw. That's one way off the eye into a new life. I don't know whether that's going to be like end game territory, though. That's the only thing I'm uncertain of. You know? We'll quickly pop over to the Greenway and have a gander across to see what's going on, see what's happening. What's the hippie hap? Oh, I've got 3 more cycles with that. I had 2 more cycles with Bliss. So... Oh, that's the harvesting the mushrooms, which we can't do without thingy. That's cool. Head back over. Head back over. Go back to our little house. End the cycle and then feed the cat. This isn't our cat, by the way. This is a stray cat that I have adopted. Chose to adopt. Yeah. There you go. Feed the cat. Very important. Very important? Very important. We'll re-roll some of them. Ooh, still not great. Still not ideal. But we can work with it. They're down now. Head up to the hub. The moment you adopted it, it was your cat. Yes. Feel that in my little soul. What we got in this? That's just buy a space, a meal. And that's just our little home. That I didn't need at all, but I took anyway. That's fine. How's it going, Bear? How you doing? The man, the myth, the legend in his own pants. I am a legend in my pants. I wouldn't say that my pants were particularly legendary, but because I'm in them, they are now. They are now. Let's get the last of this lot, and we'll use that one for it. Yeah, Matsutake caps takes a fair amount. We should now be able to put the spores back in. Take those. Very busy weekend on Saturday. Three music performances in one day. 30, 45 minutes and 30-minute sets. Also coming to terms with that my best friend is now married after attending his wedding. Also, overall, great. I'm very glad to hear it. I'm very glad that things are going well for you, J2. Doing all right, thank you very much. I had a relatively quiet weekend. Didn't really do much, just did a lot of... It was a pretty productive weekend, to be fair. I did quite a bit of bits and pieces, you know. We don't need money, but we'll keep the Matsutakes because we can definitely easily get... Or I could sell the ship mine as well. We'll keep the ship mine though because we might need it. We've used like 2 ship mines so far in the game, and I don't desperately need money. Which is like a key part of this. So worst case scenario, I can get 230 by selling the Matsutakes and a ship mine. If I am ever in a dire situation. I think I've already done the caster tables. Yeah. What I could do with is maybe use that 1 on seeing if I can get any more spores from across the way. Is that just normal? I'm not going to steal anything. I don't really need that shit. I don't need to do any of those things, really. This is what I needed. Forage for fungus. I don't need the Girelay caps. We'll do this one. Collect the spores. It's risky business. Oh, that took loads of energy off me. Failed it, but that's what you get for having a 1 Val, to be fair. You know what I mean? Ads incoming. Thank you very much, Nibiruin, for the heads up there. You know, that's how that works. For certain. For certain. Let's pop up to the... I think I've still got 1 more. Yeah, 1... Why has that got a little... Oh, the dot's over it because that's my current mission. Of course. Of course. I was like, why is that? Got a dot over it. I'm confused. But actually, no, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I will pop into Emphasis stall and just buy some more grub. Buy some more grub. And we'll spend our last 2... What's this one? Havenage offices. They're happy to pay for a shipmine fragment that they can dismantle and reuse. Oh, and I've got loads of like Yatagan data and stuff like that, so I can sell that if I need to. That's fine. Well, let's just do our last 2 here. For sure. There we go. That wasn't ideal, but it did what it needed to do, which is the important bit. Boom. Let's pop in, end the cycle, feed the cat. How's it going, Jam Jar? How you doing, you beautiful bean? Welcome on in. Hope life is treating you good. We'll use those 4s, and then we'll re-roll these 2, the 1 and the 2. Feed the cat. Important. Hey, cat, be fed. Don't think there's any need. Oh. Sleeper. Moritz is leaning against the corridor wall. It's time. He looks away. Big job just came in. Grand finale. You up for it? I'm ready. All right then. We are in business. He pushes away from the wall. This has to work, Sleeper. It has to. He looks down. If it doesn't, are we in trouble? The bay, you mean? He shrugs. We were already in trouble before you got here. The work so far hasn't been enough. Look, Bliss has had a rough time of it. I thought you of all people would understand that. He runs a hand through his hair. Sorry, I didn't mean to be... He smiles. Bliss is a good one. She gave me a chance, I owe her. He straightens up. I know you have your own thing going on, Sleeper. We all do. But the Bay needs someone. Bliss needs someone. Hell, I need someone to help me keep Bliss from spinning out completely. He scratches the side of his head. Otherwise, there's not much I can do. He shakes his head. And I would hate to not pay back my debts. Okay, we'll give it a minute because the adverts are on. I don't want people missing out on shit, you know? Going well, a member of my staff has had karma smack them so hard I'm giddy with relief. Oh, wow. Wow, I love it when shit like that happens. They finally got what was coming to them. Now I'm off home so I can switch my brain off to it. Love that. Love that. I love the fact that it's happened, that you were there to witness it, and you can now draw a line on it knowing that they have had their just desserts, as it were. You know? They have been able to, like... This was a long time coming, and that person has got what they fucking deserve, you know? Really fucking hard to happen in life, but because karma doesn't always come round by any stretch of the imagination. I know far too many good people have been shat on by the universe, but yeah, it's cool that you've managed to get that. Oh yeah, all good now. It's been a long time coming. I am glad. I am glad that not that you've had to go through it, but that has come round. Then that you feel relieved for it, you know? Yeah, no? All good, Jam. All good. Love that. Love that. We're just taking a moment, friends, because the adverts are upon us, and I don't want people that are watching the adverts to miss out on anything, you know? I will take a moment to say, don't forget to hydrate, friends. And all you beautiful people that are watching the VOD, I appreciate you. If you are here and you would like to check out some of the other videos that I have done in this series, in the Sleeper Citizen series, then you can do so with ! VODs on the VODs of Vanity YouTube channel. And thank you very much to all those beautiful people that are watching VODs. Appreciate it. I appreciate it. You're beautiful individuals, you. Look at me doing self-promo, remembering stuff. It happens far, nowhere near as much as it needs to, but but I remember every so often. I remember every so often. I find that the relationship that Bliss and Moritz have very interesting, because from what I understand, Moritz is not very I don't like saying that somebody's not smart, because it's like they Like, intelligence is not a spectrum. It is a myriad of different things. Do you know what I mean? You can have various different types of intelligence, but they're not, like, industry savvy in the industry that they work in, you know? They don't have their wits about them. They often get things wrong, but they're desperately there to try and support bliss. They feel like they owe bliss in some way, shape, or form, you know? You know, it's a start, and that's the important thing. It's a start. Wow, what are you wowing at, Nibberin? What are you wowing at? The fact that I'm steadily but surely finding ways to remember to self-promote myself. That one, yeah, that one. How's it going, May Wi-Fi? Hello, you beautiful individual. How you doing, you cheeky devil? Welcome on in. Welcome on in. Just ads should now be over, so let's crack on. Marit stretches. I've got to get back. He nods and walks away. I'm out. See you up there. Oh, that's all we missed. That was the end of it. Right, we'll pop up. Ascend to the hub. Okay. What have we got? Patch the solar sails. We've got the cycle clock, so we've got 6 days to do this in. 6 cycles to do this in. The amazing self-promo. You're doing so well lately. I'm trying my best. I forget an awful lot. I'll get carried away with the conversation, which happens a lot. Oh, this is cool. I just realized that this is the ship that we're working on. I didn't realize that before. So in the past 2, there must have been stuff in this dock as well, you know?
Most kind.
Jam Jar. Jam Jar, you cheeky devil. Thank you very much for redeeming, for gifting a sub to The Speech. I remember sometimes. Oh, bear, you cheeky little devil, you. Confound thee. Confound thee. The Speech. By having your name upon the mirror of vein means you get access to my personal Snapchat, not a bum Snapchat, you cheeky devil. And of course you get access to all those sexy little emotes, but the most important thing is your roll over every morning, look in the mirror and go, God, I look rough, but god damn do I make rough look good. Ooh, sexy, oh yes, meow, you know? Yeah, now, you cheeky little devil, you. Wow. Jumping straight back in. Right, what have we got? Patch solar panels exhaust. The exhausting task. Patching a solar sail means maintaining a laser focus for long periods of time. And time is something that you don't have. Oh, right, okay. And untangling the sails. The spurs need resetting and the system rebooting. But if you are careful, you can safely untangle some of the sails while you do this. Well, that has a potential of having +3. Oh, so this is a safe action, but if I succeed, I get +3, but if I fail, I get -2, so I go back some. Ooh, well, fortunately, we have some good ones going on there that we can run. Ooh. 100% positive. We'll definitely do that. And we have 6 cycles to do this in. Okay. We'll leave that. We've done everything we can in this section here. So we'll head back down. And we've got a 2 there, which will become a 3 because we've got +1 in pretty much everything now. Ooh. Questions. How's building a ship mind? That's buying myself some stabilizer, but I've got 2 stabilizers as it is, so I don't really need any of that at the moment. What's this? That just gives me money. You know what? I'm gonna buy some scrap. I've got 3 or well, now I've got 3. I don't think I need scrap for anything else. Use it to repair myself, but play the exchange. I can sell scrap there. Tell you what, let's go over to the Bantian and work a shift. It's been a while since we've done that. And we got 13 cryo. I'll take it. Happily take it. We'll also get some food, because it's been a while since we've eaten properly. End the cycle. Feed the cat. End the cycle. Feed the cat. Don't you start with your tier 4 sub. Bear, you cheeky devil, you. Okay, we've got 5 and a 4. That's a good thing. Feed the cat, naturally. Before we go up, I've got to go over to the thingy first. I've got to go over to the greenway first. But before we do that, is this got a time limit on it? It doesn't seem to have a time limit on it. Which is good. That just seems to be a case of as and when you do it. And I don't know whether that's meant to be like the end of the game. You know? Game ending. Doing stuff like that.
Yeah, you subscribed.
Prags, you cheeky devil! Coming in with the Prime for the 39 months. Good lord, you could use your Prime anywhere on Twitch, and you choose to use it here, and I'm extremely complimented by that, you beautiful bean. I shall now inscribe your name upon the mirror vein. Always get the numbers wrong. There we go. Make sure, double checking all the stuff. Raven, hello, how you doing? How's it going? Welcome back on in. Welcome back on in, you cheeky devil. Thank you very much for the follow yesterday as well. Prags, I have inscribed your name upon the mirror of vein. By having your name upon the mirror of vein, it means you get access to my personal Snapchat, not a bum Snapchat, you cheeky devil. And of course, you get access to all the sexy little emotes. But the most important thing is you'll roll over every morning, look in the mirror, and go, God, I look rough. But God damn, do I make rough look good. Ooh, sexy. Oh, yes, meow. You know? The only way to do it. Joining you from the bus, been to Aldi and B&M. Did you get anything nice and interesting? Did you get anything nice and interesting, you beautiful bean? Rico has something in her hands when you enter the lab. It looks like a knotted twist of woody stems, a ring about the circumference of a human head, consisting of a single stalk at one side and branched woven network at the other. Bought yourself a new coloring book and pencils. Amazing, Raven. Is it a particularly themed coloring book? You going for flowers or like some specific thing? I know there's the genitalia coloring book out there, which I've always been tempted to get. Not really, just something to relax with. I like it. I like it. As you approach, she holds it up, and in the lights of the lab, it looks like a crown. Rico finishes your thought. She smiles and shakes her head in disbelief. Is that what it grew? It is. I came to the plant this morning, and this loop was all there. I came to the plant this morning, and this loop was all there was. She points to a lump on the edge of the ring. The seed grew right back into itself, twisted up out of the soil. That being you encountered in the cloud, as you call it, was wearing one of these? Was it wearing one of these? She eyes you suspiciously, still unsure if she's somehow embroiled in an overlong prank. It doesn't work like that. No? She sighs. I suppose that would be too easy. She smiles to herself. A root crown. She places the object on a bench and shuffles to her analysis terminal, her face lit by its amber light in the dim corner of the lab. Well, it isn't exactly a plant anyway. Not from what I can tell. She gives you a serious look. No leaves, no chloroplasts, just a series of filaments encased in cellulose wall. Filaments? See, that's why I like you, Sleeper. You are good at spotting the unusual details. She beckons you over. Look at this. You see a cross-section scan of the crown. Its layers of plant-like structures on full view until you reach the center. There, instead of xylem and phloem, or phloem, for transporting nutrients, something branched and woven glints. Are those wires? Raven, thank you very much for the 6 little panderings to my ego there. I appreciate that. Bought yourself a new Biscoff dairy milk bar. Ooh, fancy, fancy. Fancy, fancy. Oh, now I want some chocolate. Oh, God, I want chocolate now. What have you done to me? What have you done to me? Leave to try and call my therapist office. Come back to read that there was a cat. We adopted a cat. Oh, yeah, Eric told me. Yeah, we adopted a cat. When we moved into, like, our new place of residence, our new flat, as it were, a cat, there was just a stray cat, and we fed it some crackers. And now, every single cycle, I feed it more crackers. Feed it more crackers. Why not? Dabbercogs of the cheeky devil. Thank you very much for throwing those little egos out there. Are those wires? She laughs. I'm not sure whether to say yes or no here. These are not wires, like those in an electrical system, no. But they are a filament of conductive materials, so yes? She leans closer to the screen. But you see those branches? They remind me of dendrites, of neurons. She rubs her eyes, which is frankly ridiculous. You look back at the crown on the table as Rico fusses over the scans, and you suddenly realize what it reminds you of. You remember signing the forms, the walk to the sleeper tanks, the cold metal floor. Then you remember the crown they fitted you with, the branching structures of wires and pads. No, not a crown. They called it an interface. The tool of your emulation, your transference from neurons to electrons. An interface. That is your gift from the gardener? You turn back to Rico. It's an interface. Rico looks at you, puzzled. Something clicks in her mind. Perhaps something she heard from the sleeper that she helped all those cycles ago. She starts talking, partly to you, partly to herself. If club heads were made for you, then this too could be made for you, for your frame. She shuffles over quickly to the interface, a word that has stuck to it, this strange branched object, quickly in your mind. You are right. That entity, it is the entity I have been looking for. She shuffles quickly to the crown. They are the entity which has been controlling the gateway, the greenway, which has been maintaining it, supporting it, and has been guiding it for all these decades. She stops to catch her breath. They want to talk with you. Rico leads you to a seat. I will be here, Sleeper. If something happens, if you wish me to remove the crown, the interface, just squeeze. She grips your hand tightly. Call the cat Jacobs, as in Jacob's Crackers. I could well do. Little Jacobs. I don't know whether we'll ever actually see the cat again. We don't know whether it's a real cat or not. It's a cat that shouldn't be on a space station, and yet for some reason it is. But then again, cats are my life. In Assassin's Creed Shadow, my main goal was to make the cat make a cat coven. I love that. How's it going, Alexandra Griffin? Hello, you cheeky devil. Good morning / time zone, everyone. Good morning / good afternoon / time zone. You cheeky devil. Welcome on in. Can I get a shout out for Alexandra Griffin, please? I would appreciate that. I would appreciate that. You meet her eyes, clouded with age, but bright with the thrill of new discoveries. Then she places the interface on your head, and everything blinks out. Okay, here we go. Back into the river. Thank you very much. People go check out Alexandra Griffin. Hey, Alexandra Griffin is a wonderful, wonderful being. They're glorious and spectacular. They deserve all your love and attention. Click that cheeky love all button. Thank you very much, Jamjar and Nibirin, the pair of you. Appreciate you. Back into the river. Back into the dark flow. But something is different now. You are no longer pushed. No longer blocked and buffeted by the swarm, by the storm. Instead, it flows around you. You move and it parts, letting you pass. Something else resists. But it gives easily enough. You look back and see your body. You have left it behind. Somewhere, Rico's voice is talking to you, asking you questions. It is excited, eager, desperate to know what lies on the other side, what the entity has to say to you. You realize how long she has waited for this moment, for the moment of meeting between the inhabitants of the Greenway and the Protector, and yet she is still on the outside. You shake off the sadness. You will be her eyes. Then you see the figure, Gardner, out of the storm, planting. It takes less than a moment to reach them. You have never felt so free. This is how the Navigator must have felt, released from their prison. This, you think, is what it feels to be like, what it feels like to be in the place where you were built to inhabit. Gardner does not turn as you approach. They go on planting, but their voice whispers in the waters like a sharply rising current. You did try, Nibirin. I appreciate that. You grew the gift. Their speech hisses around you. Good. I am glad. I wanted to meet you. Then we are the same. Both eager shoots seeking one another. Oh, good lord! Right, can't even connect my brain today. Then we are the same. Both eager shoots seeking one another. How does it feel to be free of your seed? They stoop to plant again. My seed? That in which you were contained, from which you will grow. There was some disagreement, continues the gardener, as if you were picking up a long-held conversation, with the others. They felt you were a danger, but they are always cautious, especially the fungi. Told ya. Evil. They like old loam, known knowns, wide and stable networks. The fungi were cautious. Mostly, yes. Although there are many among their number who favor short growth cycles, thick nutrient veins, and sudden shifts. He gestures out into the storm, and though you cannot see them, you feel presences all around, sensing this audience with great interest. After all, they understand that it was I who made them their crowns, and without them, they would not have joined the chorus. So they see that it is only fair that you get your chance to join too. Join? Yes. Become part of this. Gardner stoops again. We are millions, and we grow. I hope you understand. I am unused to speaking to your kind. It has been many cycles since my last conversation. I think it was with Chief Executive Trellick himself. You look around and you see it. Every growing thing, every non-human being in the Greenway is here. They are networked, connected, branched and linked by this strange being, this artifact of the old station. The impossible dream of a senile farm administration AI, a living network. You could dissolve here, you realize, free of that decaying body. You wouldn't need to be another person. Why would you? Among all of these other minds. You turn away from the gardener for a moment and look back at your body. A tiny hairline thread connects it to you. You hear Rico's voice again, still asking, still checking in. Are you okay, Sleeper? What are they saying, Sleeper? Are you still there, Sleeper? Something in you sighs a long sigh. A sigh that speaks of an exhaustion beyond tiredness. An exhaustion rooted deep inside you. It stems from the effort of answering questions, of answering problems, of getting up and breathing each cycle. How's it going, Claire Bear? How you doing? You lurk away, you beautiful being. I appreciate you. But something else resists the sigh. A yearning. A sense of distance. A desire to squeeze that hand that holds you for warmth. Its blood. Its complexity. To make a gesture that says...
Subscribed. Most kind.
Cheeky BOOP and back to lurk 3.
Cheeky boop. Pixie bomb, you cheeky little devil. You coming in for the 43 months? I'll come back to this in a moment. Come back to this in a moment. How's it going, Shade and Sunshine as well, you beautiful bean? Pixie bomb, 43 bloody months. Good lord. I have inscribed your name upon the mirror vein for the 43rd time. By having your name upon the mirror vein, it means you get access to my personal Snapchat, not a bum Snapchat, you cheeky devil. And of course, you get access to all the sexy little emotes. But the most important thing is you go roll over every morning, look in the mirror, and go, God, I look rough. But god damn, do I make rough look good. Ooh, harr, sexy. Ooh, yes, meow. You know? Yeah, I know. Claire Bear coming in with the 5 streams in a row. You've been streaking through here. Good lord, it's bloody freezing today. I'm wearing many layers because of how bloody freezing it is. Yeah, cheeky little devil, you. Thank you very much for coming in here. Bum Snapchat, don't you start, Bear. Don't you start. Zooey Booey coming in with the 45 streams in a row. Hobbles through chat. Bloody hell. You people got to be careful. Your flappy bits will be freezing in this weather. Freezing, I tell you. It's bloody cold today. With 100.4k channel points. Oh my lordy, Dabblecogsworth. Oh my lordy. How's it going, Authentic Cat? How you doing, you beautiful being? Welcome on in. Welcome on in. But something else resists the sigh. A yearning. A sense of distance. A desire to squeeze that hand that holds you for warmth. Its blood. Its complexity. To make a gesture that says, I'm still here. I'm still alive. I'm with you. The two ideas spin within you, making you nauseous. If you break that thread, you will be free. Free to dissolve here, to grow strange and beautiful among a million others. If you follow it, if you squeeze Rico's hand, you will wake up, back in that dying body, with all the pain and the warmth that it entails. Now is the moment to choose. I've got too much to do. I got too many other things going on. I need to make sure that Lem and I need this and Helping Bliss. There's too many other things I need to do before I do this. I need to follow the thread back to if you break the thread, you'll be free. Yeah, so follow the thread back. Your eyes track on the thread across the whirling dark back to your body. This choice, you realize, will not be presented again. No, I've got to go back. I've got to go back. Follow it. as much as I am damnably intrigued as to what happens if you cut yourself off, I need to help too many other people. I kind of wish that they'd said, being like, hey, this is an end game scenario if you would like to choose it. Do you know what I mean? You don't look back at the gardener. You don't dare risk it. Instead, you follow the thread delicately, carefully, like a diver following their lifeline back to the surface. The river whirls around you, but it doesn't pull. It isn't jealous. Neither does it understand. It is, after all, just a river. It isn't a person, a flesh and blood person with wants and desires, with the capacity for love and hate. It doesn't understand you, and you don't understand it. So you don't focus on it. You don't think about it. On what feels like such a long journey back through the dark, you set your mind on eyes instead. On hands. Things that you can focus on, hold on to. And then, after an age of crossing, you are there, settling back into the chair, into a body in a chair, and the overwhelming sensation that comes with being a living thing with a rich and detailed sensorium. For a moment, you feel like you have made a terrible mistake. Who would choose this weight, this anxiety, this deep well at the center of existence? But then you feel it. Rico's hand. Gripped hard around yours, trembling a little, sweating a little. Rico's hand with its brittle bones and crumpled skin. Rico's hand. And in that moment, you understand why you made this choice. And then you squeeze Rico's hand, and you wake up. A jump over the age game? That was the end of it? Oh. I hope I get to go back. I hope I get to go back. I think that was like one ending that I could have done. Maybe I missed it. Maybe.
Panda to it. Panda to it.
Well done, Cyber Samurai.
Thank you very much for the 100 little pandering jam jar. I wonder if there was like a warning saying this is an end game thing and I just completely missed it. What kind of ending is that? I'm not sure. But maybe there was a warning and I just wasn't aware of it. I wonder what happens when we continue. You know? No turning back either way, it seems. Yeah, I was about to say, if I'd have known that, then I might have gone for the other option, you know? Very cool game. Like, I want to go back. I want to finish the other stuff that we did. Do you know what I mean? So I have other stuff that needs to go on there. Like, I want to finish the stuff with Bliss. I want to sort out... The whole reason why I went back was because I wanted to sort out Lem and Meanie. Little Meanie. I wanted to sort out their whole thing. So... Yeah. Continue. Is he gonna let me go back? Okay, yeah. So that was one of the endings. Okay. Sleeper? Rico's voice comes wavering through the dark. Are you still with me? You sit up, the lab bright green glare that fades as you gather yourself. I'm here. Rico smiles. Good. She squeezes your hand. I thought you'd left me for a moment. What? She pauses. Who? She smiles. Tell me about it. Tell me everything. Tell her the truth. You tell Rico everything. You tell her about the gardener, that strange farm administrator AI that has grown to be so much more. About the chorus, that impossible configuration of networked plants, and finally about the choice the gardener offered you. She listens attentively, but her responses are hard to read, and you wonder if she might have made a different decision had she been in your place. Thank you, Sleeper, for telling me. I know it isn't easy to say such things. People so often do not wish to hear strange truths. She looks away. And thank you for returning to me. Though I know you had your own reasons. She squeezes your hand reassuringly. Something passes between you then. A kind of shared sadness for the impossible choice. The choice to escape your body or to stay and suffer it. Her smile is warm and generous. And whatever the wisdom of your choice, you are glad to feel welcome in this moment, in this place. Then suddenly, she stands and walks a little away, as if trying to escape an unpleasant thought. You worry that she knows all too well what it takes to make a choice like you did. Rico sighs. So, Sleeper, do you plan to stay in the commune with us? For a while. I'm glad to hear it. Rico crosses back over to you and takes one of your hands in both of hers. Haifa needs new blood if it wants to survive, and she squeezes. You are a good friend. The feeling is mutual. Well, don't let me keep you. Rico waves you away and limps back to her terminal. As she does, you notice the crown in her hand. She places it on the bench with great care, and you can't help but feel a little curious about what she intends to do with it. Then you are out, breathing the air of the Greenway, fresh as spring morning. A dappled light making a patchwork of the green landscape, and you walk into it, sensing the movements of the gardener's chorus all around. And you are glad to be here, in this strange and beautiful place, a little longer. Oh, that was intense. That was intense. No turning back either way. I know, right? What's this? Episode Flux. This is the first of a 3-episodic update to Sleeper Citizen telling the story of the refugee flotilla. All 3 episodes, Flux, Refugee, and Purge, are now available. Completing the supplies you relay's action will begin the episode, but be aware that they are intended for late gameplay. We are in late gameplay anyway. But I don't know whether I'm ready for that just yet. Did we get another thingy? No, we didn't. So we completed all that and we didn't even get a channel character point? Oh, scandalous. Scandalous. Right, let's go up and complete the Bliss story arc. Pop in the thingy. Get the 6. Excuse me. Pop in the 4. And get the 5. We can pop in that 4 and get the 5 as well. Yeah, we've got loads of time to do this. And then I think if I go down to the... this one, all the way over here, even if I have a 2, it's still going to give me exactly the same. Oh, -1 condition, but I did get 15 cryo. And it didn't update the thing. Okay, that's interesting. Interesting. Go back to our repaired unit. End the cycle. And feed the cat. Feed the cat. Grab some food. Which works for us. And I kind of want to get this one done. So we can use that and make it nearly done. Whoa, do you know what? I'm going to re-roll those. Oh, better. And I just need 2. Providing it's okay. I did it! There we go. Here we go. The atmosphere in the airlock is euphoric. You and Bliss keep grinning at each other like idiots. Exhausted, blinded, sore and aching idiots. Sleeper, that was incredible. She punches you on the arm. I never thought we were going to make it. Those idiots tangled the whole thing up like nothing I've ever seen. You make a good team. Bliss smiles a winning smile. As the lock's inner door clunks open, Moritz gives a rare whoop. He looks exhausted too, and for good reason. Moritz has been the one ferrying tools and parts back and forth from the ship. His tired smile tells you he's glad that it's done. Sleeper? Bliss? He shakes his head. Impressive. When I saw that ship come in, thought there was no way. Why, thank you, Moritz, she winks, for believing in us. Moritz rolls his eyes. You know what I mean? Take the compliment. He shoulders some of the gear that came back in with you and Bliss. And heads to the racks to stow it. Bliss turns to you. I think you should be the one to do the honors. She nods to the ragged-looking console that Moritz assembled. I don't want to jinx it. She smiles. But you can see that she is genuinely nervous. Check the console. You glide over to the console and check the screen. It takes a second to see what you are doing. It takes a second to see what you are doing through the flickering, cracked display. But after a moment, you see the accounts. There it is. Almost 1,000 cryo sat in the bay's transfer account. Well? Bliss calls. Have we been screwed again? It's there. Bliss kicks off from the floor and spins up into the bay, shouting as she does. The noise takes Moritz by surprise, and he knocks a rack of parts, scattering handfuls of metal fixings across the bay. The sight is something, glinting steel catching the work lights like glitter. Sorry, says Bliss, grinning when she comes back down. I needed that. She kicks off and joins you at the terminal. Moritz even managed to sell that produce. We made a tidy profit. Eventually. She laughs. Here. She loads a stack of blank chits into the terminal and transfers a chunk of the cryo to them. This is your cut. Bliss hands you the chits. Thank you for believing in this place. She looks away and smiles. Even when I couldn't. When you first met me, I was on the edge of giving up. All it would have taken was one more push. But now this place is sparking again. Work is coming in. There are funds in the accounts. Even Moritz has a spring in his step. You both look over at him, happily racking up the tools. That's because of you. She punches you in the arm. He likes you. He's a good kid. He isn't bad, is he? She leans in closer. You know, he came here looking to rob the place. I gave him a job instead. Don't tell him I told you that. I just thought it might help you understand the kid. Moritz turns to look at you, and both Bliss and you awkwardly wave. Maybe it's time to change the subject. What now? From here on out, it's going to be a little easier. I'm going to look for some component contracts. Stuff that will keep us inside the bay. Not out in the black. No need to risk our necks if we don't need to. You want to cash out? That's fine. But there will always be work for you here when you need it. I'll be back. She smiles, and then, out of nowhere, quickly gives you a hug. She steps back and glances around reflexively. Take care, she says softly. You too. You turn to leave. And Sleeper? Yes? She smiles. Don't spend it all at once. Ah! Ah! We got a fucking load there. Got like 300 chit. One last job. Moritz has heard that Bliss speaking with someone remotely. Is there another job coming in? Interesting. So I can do some component repairs and then that will come in. Is it 6 cycles? 6 cycles. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. And I believe we now have enough. We've got 3 points that we can upgrade one of these to a +2. A +2. Interesting, interesting. Which means that we might actually get a 7 at some stage. That'd be quite exciting. What's that? Interface. I feel like interface is my go-to one anyway. That was the one we started with. So upgrading my interface to a +2 and maxing out my interface entirely is a good call. In my personal opinion. Right, let's go to bed. End the cycle. So we found one potential ending. One potential ending is to go off into the ether with the gardener, which is an interesting thing. And I'd be interested to know what that ending is like. But we decided to come back. I've got a child to save. Let's harvest the mushrooms. If we can get another club cap. Doesn't look like I do have another club cap. Oh, I got one club cap there, okay. And this requires 2 club caps. Okay. Interesting, interesting, interesting. If we do the flotilla 8, is that this one over here? It is, yeah. Let's track the sidereal one. We will also grab some food from Memphis. If everyone likes Tudor history, I just read the most game-changing biography of Anne Boleyn. Oh, interesting. Oh, that's a good set of dice. That is interesting. I, unfortunately, got well and truly oversaturated with the Tudors. In British schools, generally speaking, they teach you about like the Tudors, Henry VIII, Henry VII, Henry VIII, etc. All of the spawn that came after them, and as a result got well and truly oversaturated with that shit. We're just going to keep doing this for the next couple of cycles. Just going to keep doing that for the next couple of cycles while we settle on in. What was so game-changing about it, Authenticator? Oh, I do need to harvest some fucking thingies as well, actually. Feed the cat. Feed up on... The self-taught Tudor historian the book Carter is talking about is truly amazing. I absolutely adore that about historians, so properly addressing that Am was not the witch people at the time accused her of being. Well, no, of course not. It's propaganda. Propaganda bullshit, as per usual. As per usual. What's this one? Minus energy, collecting spores. Let's give it a go. I can always eat more food. No, of course not. Collect me some spores, please. Is that 2 spores? Yeah. If we can grab another 2, that would be great. Or another 1. Oh, you bastard. You absolute fucking bastard. Not good. Not a good state of being there. Input 12 cryo. Worth it to not be starving. We'll also, while we're here, inject a stabilizer and get us back up to full thingy. There we go. There we go. Back up to full. That'll do us nicely. Oh, that's not great. Feed the straight. That's not great at all. Three ones. Woo. That is bad times all round. We'll do that. I think I need another one of those. We'll do that. Oh, they're beautiful. Okay, we'll use one of them at the very least. Over on the next section. It really confronts the sexist methodologies of historians and goes back to the actual primary sources, which show a completely different story than the pop culture one that we have been sold for centuries. Wait, hold on a minute. Are you telling me that our history has been marred with misogyny? That men wrote the history books and painted people in a bad light? Surely not. Surely not. Surely you jest. Wow. What a captivating surprise. Could it be? I know, right? Could it be? I think I only need 2 club caps. Yeah, I only need 2 club caps in order to do that. That's going to take a couple of cycles to harvest over, so that's fine. Cross to the rim. The rim. And we'll do more of this. Get this more going on. Okay. There's nothing else for us in the cloud here, is there? No, it was just this, like, Havenage agent shit. Which isn't story dependent to my knowledge. I will snaffle some more food, though. Just to cover it off. History being subjective. I didn't share that for you to take the piss. I wasn't. I was not taking the piss out of you at all, Authentic Aaron. If it came across that way, I genuinely apologize. I genuinely apologize. That wasn't... I was not meaning to take the piss out of you at all. I was very much trying to take the piss out of historians and the fact that history has been one-sided. As they say, history is written by the victors. And the predominant people throughout history, whether it be... In fact, you know what? The predominant people throughout academia until within the past half century have been men. Absolutely men. It was very much a sarcastic point of highlighting the hypocrisy. Not the hypocrisy. The inherent misogyny within the academic systems. But completely changed the narrative. I was taught in school and enjoyed it as history nerd. Gave me a greater sense of compassion for everyone involved. All right, okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. I couldn't stand anything to do with any of the Tudors. It was very much one of those subjects in school that was forced upon us, and I had absolutely no interest in it. And unfortunately, because of the kind of person that I am, if I have no interest in something, anything else, it then becomes an active issue for me to learn anything about it or really care about it at all, you know. I knew, like, the other thing is that because I come from Yorkshire, the whole Tudor Rose thing is fucking shoved down our throats left, right, and center, and I just don't give a shit. It's one of those things I'm just like, all right, fair enough, yeah, people were dickheads in the past, you know. The fact that Henry VIII was physically and psychologically abused by his own family, and that he became what could be diagnosed as a sociopath. Yeah, but Authentic Cat, like, I say yes as if that's a really obvious fucking thing, but it isn't. I assume, I because of what I know of not only royalty, but also celebrities, I assume that all royal leaders throughout history were sculpted to be sociopaths. And the example that I'll give for that is Justin Bieber. It's Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber was a child celebrity. And the thing that happens with a hell of a lot of child celebrities is the fact that they all seem to follow exactly the same pattern, which is they grow up, they are given an unreasonable amount of power, influence, and anything they fucking want. There is a copious amount of manipulation and abuse, and I'm not talking about sexual abuse, though in some circumstances that is the case. There is abuse and manipulation within their lives. They get to a certain point where they want to stand on their own 2 feet, and the world won't let them because they are that child star. Then they rebel the fuck out because they want to be seen as adult. They want to be taken seriously, even though they don't know, they have no context of or understanding of what that means. And then end up pretty much exactly as like Justin Bieber did. And sometimes they grow out of it, but most of the time they don't. Miley Cyrus grew out of it, from what I understand. She's a very decent person now, you know. But there was definitely a point of eccentric rebellion in her life as well. And that is on a celebrity basis. But if you think about it from a royalty point of view, where everyone around you grow up where everyone around you is too afraid to do something wrong, you have no structure of understanding. You know? You have no structure of what is right and what is wrong, what is normal, what is not normal, how the average person lives. Because from a child, you are a prince. You are sculpted in a way that you are a tool until the point where you become the king. You and only a king, not a queen, only a king. You are a tool for manipulation so that other people can get power, get what they want. Also, how you doing, Alec Wallace? How you doing, beautiful bean? Ads incoming. Thank you very much for that. If you would like, I can share another game-changing novel on Discord. Think you would enjoy. Cool. It's a very common understanding that male historians taint the discoveries and declarations of facts with a male-centric eye, and one that is specifically tailored to that eye's prejudices and stereotypes. Example: many dildos have been found by archaeologists, and they are declared as damn near anything other than dildos. Yeah, fertility idols, Alec Wallace. Fertility idols. They definitely weren't sex aids. They were fertility idols. Yeah, that's right. Fertility symbols or what have you. And Anne was actually a religious reformer and actually very religiously strict. And the reform and the social programs she got passed through Henry, etc., have been omitted from the narrative of her as the great seductress. Oh yeah, of course they are. Like that again doesn't come as a surprise to me. Not saying that I'm not trying to undervalue any of her personal achievements as some stuff that she did as a woman, but if you think about history, and again, this is something that's happening a lot recently, a lot of things that are coming out in this day and age, of all of these really powerful women in history and how they were either erased from the history books or villainized. Take Elizabeth Bathory, the woman who took over her husband's reign after he was killed, actually seems to, from what we understand, did really well by her people, was actually a very understanding and respectful leader. Pretty ruthless, but she fucking needed to be because, you know, she was a woman in a European country as a leader. And the way that they villainized her. Oh, she bathed in the blood of virgins in order to stay young because women are so fickle and focused on vanity. There's no evidence to prove that at all. And we're pissed because the state she owns owed her a shit ton of money. Yeah, exactly. Exactly that. And they did what they could so that they didn't have to pay that back. You know? But yeah, I genuinely wasn't meaning to take the piss. It was more my sarcastic input of the state of male-influenced academia throughout history. You know, exactly the same way that like the medical industry has all medicine was trialed on men and women were just expected to deal with that. You know what I mean? All right, interesting derails are always welcome. Yeah, most certainly. I don't mind a good derail. You can always tell if there's if I'm not happy with a good derail because I'll quickly circumvent it. Do you know what I mean? I'll quickly be like, oh, that's really interesting. Back to the game. Do you know what I mean? But no, I'm good with a good derail. I'm good with an interesting derail. Right, I've got a couple of cycles before I can do anything of any major import. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab another load of spores so that I can put those straight on. That's another 3 cycles away from doing that. I think the last ones we're going to have to do is go straight back over to the ship and throw a couple in here. I'll use that 3 as well. Right. We are only one away from that one, but I've got a feeling that's going to be another end game scenario. I think that's going to be another end game scenario. I actually don't want to do the Rabaya thing. Let's see what random items we get. Random items, scrap. And I'm not going to do another one because I'll get caught. That was 2 random scrap items. All right, fair enough. End the cycle, feed the cat. Amberlin 500 Years of Lies, if anyone wants to check it out. Ads, so I can't see the stream. Oh, the ads are finished now. I wasn't saying anything in particular, to be fair. Fertility idols are the only ones of... Only one of the items. There was a darning tool that was quite obviously an erect member. Really? No way, really? Many pestles that looked exactly like male members, down to the shape of the head and so on. Oh, wow. But they were pestles. No, they definitely weren't dildos. They were definitely pestles. Wow. Amazing. Amazing. Hope it works. Oh, thank you very much for that, Harris. Good time zone, you wonderful being. Got my sticker and applied it to my mirror just as a daily reminder. Alec, I am enthusiastic about this behavior. Love this. Look at this as well. Fucking hell. I have got a day of successes ahead of me. Feed the cat. Don't forget to feed the cat. You know? But yeah, I hope you're doing well, Alec. I know that you've got a really busy time. I hope that things are easing off a little bit. Because I know that things are real busy for you at the moment. I hope you've got some time to fucking sleep at sometime soon, you know? You know? Sleeper. Long time. Moritz is smiling at you when you leave. Clearly happy to see you again. Moritz, it's good to see you. Same. He rubs his hands on his jacket. How you been? Really well. Oh, working hard. I bet, he grins. Well, you are always welcome to hang in the bay if you want. He glances around. Actually, that's what I'm here about. I know Bliss said she didn't want to take any more big jobs, but she changed her mind or something. He grins. Because now we have someone looking for a refit of their ship in our bay. You would not believe it. They want their entire ship disarmed, cutting out defense arrays, weapon lockers, ship-to-ship countermeasures, the whole lot. He leans in. We'll be able to start an arms dealership with the hardware that we'll have there when we're done. He laughs. Anyway, it's a massive job, and we need some hands. Bliss said to go get you. So come on up. Bliss is waiting on you to accept the job. He pauses. It'll be good to have you up there again. He grins. Like old time. Like old times. I passed out for a good 2 hours last night. Bright-eyed and purple flanges gons. Oh, excuse me. Oh, right, okay. Ooh, got all your flanges going on there, I see, Alec. Oh, lordy, okay. See how things are, you know? Yeah, but if you need to slumber, Alec, please do. Please do, friend. Are you able to catch a bit of the mushroom munching game? The mushroom munching, as we very nearly, Sembar, ended up giving ourselves over to the mushrooms. And I've just realized that now. Just as we were going through that, I got so absorbed by the writing and the good storytelling in this game that I didn't even realize that I very nearly gave myself over to the bloody mushrooms. The evil technological mushrooms. Oh, that was close, friends. That was close. Nearly gave it away. When you enter the bay, it's weirdly quiet. Moritz must be out on some errand. Maybe Bliss is prepping the kit? Oh my lordy, Ankita's here? I haven't seen you in fucking time since you killed those people. Since you killed those people. And you know you wanted to, don't even. Insidious, those shrooms, they fucking were. They almost convinced me. Almost convinced me. It's very close. Close call, you know what I mean? No meetings today, so I can enjoy your wonderful company while I get work done. Aw, thank you very much for having me on in the background while you're working, Alec. I appreciate that, buddy. I appreciate that. Sleeper. Ankita is drifting at one side of the bay. You missed her completely when you came in. The idea of not seeing Ankita when you entered a room would have seemed unlikely to you several cycles ago, but seeing her without her armor, she seems smaller, less imposing. Ankita? She nods and kicks off from the wall, drifting closer. So what is this? She asks. Come to avenge Ashton or his sleeper? Or just looking for another payout? Her anger is familiar, but quieter than before. Restrained. I don't want to fight. Then why are you here? She looks away, and you can tell her anger isn't directed at you in particular. It radiates off her like fire. You better be ready to sign, comes a shout from the bay entrance. Because I've got my best repair tech coming up here, especially, and they are going to... Bliss glides in and suddenly stops herself when she sees you and Ankita standing off. Oh, Sleeper, you're already here. Miss Cassetta, this is the tech I was telling you about. Best on the... She stops, looking between the two of you. Wait, do you two know each other? You see, this is the only bit of it. This is the only bit of it that I have an issue with. Like, of every single thing that has happened in this game is fucking exquisite perfection. But the only thing that I have an issue with is the fact that I ended things the way I did with Ankita. That, yeah, suddenly we're mortal enemies. When actually, I completely understood her point of view. She was in a terrible position and shit went down and things ended in ways that they shouldn't have ended 110%, but that wasn't her fault. That wasn't her fault. And it annoys me that my character's like, I've got blood money. And it's like, no, I don't. I don't have blood money. That's not a fucking thing. The way that I've been playing this character this entire fucking game has been, okay, that was a really shit thing that happened. I'm really not happy about it happening, but I understand why it happened. I understand why that went down the way it did, and I'm gutted that it did. But yeah, I that's just really fucking shit. That's the only thing that I don't like about it, is the fact that there was no option in that story arc to be understanding. You had to end it being angry. And I was like, well, I wasn't. Because the other person that died in that situation was another sleeper. A sleeper that I didn't know. But because they're a sleeper, suddenly I'm super offended. You'll always be the villain in someone's story. I know, and that's just really fucking shit. That's really shit because that situation didn't need to happen. You know what I mean? That didn't need to. You could have been understanding. Like my character has been understanding in every single other situation. And for some reason, that story wasn't allowing it. You know? Because it involved a sleeper that died. And it's like, fuck's sake, this is stupid. It's annoying, is what it is. Not stupid. It's still very well written, but it's annoying. You and Ankita look at each other. We work together. She's a killer? No. We work together. Bliss squints at you before you continuing, and Bliss produces a slate. Now, Miss Cassetta, if you'd like to sign our damage waiver here, then you can start on the decommissioning. She looks at you. My tech here is eager to get started as I am. Ankita scrawls her signature across the slate. Thank you. Bliss pauses. And everything is okay with the special payment terms we discussed? She gives Ankita a strange smile. All fine, says Ankita, giving you another hard look, then kicks off and drifts into the entrance. I'll be in the gimbal, she says, and she leaves. Special payment terms? She looks over her glasses at you. Look, Sleeper, there's something I have to tell you. She glances around again. What is she so nervous about? This isn't exactly a typical job. Miss Ankita, gives you a knowing look. Doesn't have the chits to pay us. So we've made a special agreement. She sighs. I'm leaving. Leaving? Keep it down. I haven't told Moritz yet. She looks down. Just waiting to break it to him. Don't you tell him either. She stares hard at you. I'll tell him when I'm ready. And I don't want to get him getting worried about Ankita's history. He can be very protective. I've noticed. Look, all I care is that she is heading for the Starwood Belt. She looks out of the bay. And that's where I'm headed. She turns back to face you. Also, I wanted to ask. She stops, unsure. If you like to come with us. So you're going to leave Moritz behind, but you want to take me with you? That's a bit shit. I would. She interrupts before your answer. I know things have been hard on you for the eye. Hard for you on the eye. And you helped me so much. I asked Ankita if she'd carry 2 of us and she said yes. Moritz will take over the bay anyway. Although, if you stay, you are welcome to help him run it. I just thought... She sighs. You might be in need of a fresh start as much as I am. She turns away nervously. Think about it anyway. The berth is there. We've got to finish the job first anyway. And with that, she kicks away and heads to the racks, before you can offer an answer. Moments later, Moritz enters with a new cutting torch for the disarming of the ambergris. Or the ambergris, excuse me. The Starwood Belt. You push your thoughts to the back of your mind. Time to get to work. Oh, that feels shit. That feels real shit. That they're gonna leave me behind. Or leave Moritz behind. And take me instead. That just feels like a really shit thing to do. And there's no time limit on that either. No time limit on that means that is also an end game scenario. I want to get thingy out first. I want to get the little bablet out first. Your crew slowly filters out the shipyard locker room, the bubbling chatter reducing with each group that leaves. There's an excitement in the air. Havenage have just made the announcement. The assembly teams are done. Sat on the locker room bench, you can feel the side rail out there, its hulking mass now intimately familiar to you. Over the past cycles, you have watched it grow, be assembled. You have walked through its veins and welded its bones. Now it is ready for the final stage. It will go on to testing now, then enter a final process of sealing and resealing, checking and rechecking before it is deemed suitable for its generational trip. But for now, your work is done. You can't help but feel proud. A cough interrupts your thoughts. It's Lem, changing out of his work gear. Mina's nowhere to be seen. He smiles. She'll be ready soon. Where's Mina? You two are fast friends, huh? She's been watched at home. Now I'm on the work team, I can't afford a bit more help. He corrects himself. Was on the work team, I mean. We're all out of a job now, he quickly adds. Not that I'm complaining. Lem comes to sit beside you on the bench. She's got to be in her best shape when she carries you and Mina and me out of here. So confident? Lem smiles apologetically. Why not? I figure I'm due a lucky turn by now. He rubs his hands nervously. No use in wondering what ifs until the draw anyway. And there's a few cycles till then. Lem's right. But the odds seem unlikely anyway. How many are working in the shipyard? Hundreds? 1,000? You've certainly seen more faces than you can count pass through. And are the Celis Foundation even going to keep their promise? Out here, on the Eye, you get a sense that no one will hold them to it. Why else would they be building the sidereal in a surrogate system? As you think, Lem watches you with a worried look. How's Mina doing? Lem is surprised by the question but smiles. She's doing well. She misses having you over, actually. Need to get you two together again soon. Especially now I won't see you here either. Lem gazes into space. She's pretty stuck on you, actually. She told me the other cycle that she doesn't want to go unless you can come too. He sighs. You have been in a thunderstorm, Sleeper. A real big one. I don't remember. Lem shoots you a worried look for a moment. It's something else. He smiles. The sound, the smell, the rain hammering down, the whole sky stretching out and bruised, roaring and huge. The place I was born, New Pembroke, a dry old rock in a Conway system, had two seasons. One of them was dry as bone, dusty, ugly. The other was the long storm, a side effect of the terraforming efforts, they said. Rain used to rattle off the roof like bullets. It washed away the dust, turned the streets to rivers. It'd sing us to sleep and wake us in the morning. We'd wait half a year just to see it again. Best day was the one where the first drops fell. He sniffs. Some days I wake up swearing I can hear it again. I was thinking, Mina has never seen a storm. Never even felt rain. She's grown up here. The ring her only horizon. Always in the dark. I want to change that for her. You will? Of course. Almost there. Lem stands, stretching. Let's get back to the little one anyway. The shift's done. I reckon she'll be happy to have me home for a few cycles. He shoulders his gear. See you in a few for the draw. Good luck. Don't need it. He grins. Lem leaves, making you the last person in the cavernous locker room. As you sit, you think about rain, and a little hope creeps in. Is it possible? Could the sidereal really take you to a planet? A place with weather, with skies, with life? You get up quickly, before you can think about it anymore. It's too soon to hope. Too dangerous. There's work to be done. So there's 6 cycles before that happens. If we go up for the one last job, I think... that's... because there's 2 other tasks. The Flotilla Aid, which is the 3 episodic thing over here, and work for a buyer. And I don't really want to work for a buyer, because that's the Space Yakuza missions. I don't really need them. Don't really need them. Okay. So this should be an ending that we're not going to take. Because if we're going to take an ending, we're going to go with Mina. Do you know what I mean? Amber looks better than she ever has before. Bliss has done an incredible job of cleaning up the hull, and despite exterior changes being limited, she has the impression of being lighter, somehow sleeker than before. Moritz drifts by. He has been loading up the final equipment onto Amber. Turns out, Ankita will be taking her weapons, but packed and ready to sell at the first starward belt port she hits. But now that Moritz is done, he seems in a kind of daze, floating back and forth aimlessly. You okay, Moritz? What's that? He turns. Oh, right. Yeah. Packed and stacked. He smiles a weak smile. Was hoping that Miss Cassetta would let me keep a warhead. For what? He shrugs. Dunno. Just might be a cool thing to have around. Hey, Sleeper. He looks down. Did you know Bliss was leaving? You understand now. She told him. That's why he is like this. Did? He nods distractedly. She said, this place is mine. He looks up around the bay, like it's suddenly some vast space he doesn't know what to do with. Can you manage it? He looks down at you. A glazed look on his face. Don't know. I just don't know. A dark look suddenly crosses his face. Hey, Sleeper, there was something that Bliss said. He meets your eye. Are you going too? Before you can answer, Ankita glides into the bay, a massive crate on her shoulder. Sleeper, you coming or what? Bliss is already on board. She stops by the terminal, holding herself in place. Moritz looks at her with a dazed expression. You look at Ankita. She's keeping it together now. She's packed all those bad feelings down someplace where you'll never see them and built a tough foundation on top. She may not be a mercenary anymore, but you imagine most people would think twice before trying to cross her. Well? She looks at you. I'm not eager to spend another moment of my time on this station unless I have to. She pauses, looking between you and Moritz. She sighs. I'll give you a minute. And she kicks off with the crate, taking it to the end of the bay, where the amber sits docked. You look back at Moritz. I'm staying. If I'm gonna go, I'm gonna go with Mina. Alright? Because they're a little kid. Why would I put myself on a ship with somebody who because of the way that it's been written, I am forced to be in a potential feud with, a point of hatred with? At absolute best, it's going to be awkward silence for the entire trip. At worst, it's going to be murder. And I also have a bit of an issue with the way that Bliss has orchestrated all of this. I'm a little bit of an issue with that. Maybe to fix it. Yeah, they want to put me on there just to fix the ship or to fix my relationship with Ankita, because I apparently can't do that. I would have liked to have done that at the end of the my chapter with Ankita, but apparently I can't do that. But yeah, don't know how I feel about that. I'm not gonna go with that. I wasn't happy about the way, like, Bliss putting so much emphasis into this bay being screwed over multiple times and then dragging me into it, and bearing in mind that my character forked out to get the bay going, and now she's just like, oh, I'm leaving. Oh, and by the way, I'm leaving Moritz as well. This guy who has been actively loyal to me this entire fucking time, literally been there for me to help me in every way, shape, or form. Yeah, he might not be an amazing mechanic, but he's loyal to a fucking T. And she's just like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna move on, do something completely different. He can stay here. I don't like that. I don't like the way that she's treated Moritz at all. He deserves better. So yeah, I'm not going on that fucking thing. I'm staying. Moritz looks like he might pass out. Sleeper, are you sure? Are you doing this for me? I'm staying for me. Moritz nods. All right then, you're staying. He grins. Ankita comes back across the bay to the final crate stowed. You staying then, sleeper? That's right. She nods. Well, okay then. One last mouth to feed. She pauses. Look, sleeper. I'm not going to go over everything that happened. She sighs. I'm trying to put that behind me, but I hope you find what you're looking for here. She smiles and kicks off, gliding to the ambergris and the starwood belt beyond. You both watch in silence as Amber's drives fire up. Guess this is our place now, says Moritz, the weight of everything suddenly hitting him. I guess so. He smiles. That's cool. I would say it's your place, but I feel like that might fucking break him. Do you know what I mean? That's cool. You both stay for a while. Do you see? In this scenario, Bliss could have taken Moritz with her. But I'm kind of glad that Moritz chose to stay instead of going. He is not a second prize, a runner-up prize. He is an individual that deserves to be appreciated for who he is. And the fact that I'm choosing to stay, which means that there is a spare seat on the ambergris, and he's like, cool, this is our place now. I like that. I like that a lot. You both stay for a while and watch Amber and Bliss and Ankita leave. Then Moritz goes to the racks to finally implement a new organizational system. And you head out, promising to be back to check on things soon. As you glide around the soft curve of the hub, you catch glimpses of the distant stars flickering through the windows. They are beautiful, it's true. But by now you think of them as a distraction. In your time on the Eye, you've realized that there's nothing out there waiting for you. No fresh starts, no bright futures. Just a whole load of problems that you haven't found yet. No. The place is here, among the people you know, and the problems you know. You wish Ankita and Bliss the best of luck out there in the belt, but as you do, you focus on the Eye, on the vast spinning rim that rotates around its hub, on its buildings and flashing lights, on its people and places. This is your home now. Your home. And for now, it contains all the futures you need. Okay, so that is the second ending that you could have got. Next round is yours. Moritz arrives at the table with a couple of steel drink canisters, typical of the hub's only bar, the Gimbal Lounge. He settles onto the webbing beside the table and clunks them down onto the magnetic table. This place, you have decided, is ridiculous. A rapidly spinning cavernous sphere, the gimbal's weak gravity, just like the gravity of the Eye's rim, is created by its gut-wrenching rotation. The interior surface of the sphere is the gimbal's floor, which descends towards the equator, where one long bar loops around the entire circumference. Tumbling out from that central ring are an array of booths and seating arrangements equipped with all kinds of harnesses and webbing to keep customers in place. I never thought about having a bar that was 0G. Everyone drinking like fucking Capri Suns. Those harnesses are there because the gimbal doesn't quite spin fast enough, and you watch as the clientele bounce towards the bar in lazy arcs, or shift from table to table with graceful leaps. What are you thinking? Asked Moritz, noticing you staring into the gimbal. How weird this place is. Moritz glances around as if for the first time. Yeah, Bliss never used to like coming here. Moritz takes a drink and stretches. So, Sleeper, you sticking around? I have things to take care of. Moritz nods. Yeah, I thought you might. Moritz rubs the back of his head. One cycle at a time. That's how we take it. Nice and easy. You aren't sure if he's talking to himself or to you. We'll make it. He lifts his drink up for a toast. To the next cycle, he pronounces, and knocks it back. Later, when you finally leave the gimbal, Moritz is still laughing. You help him out of the spinning gimbal and back onto the hub, sending him on his way home to the bay. Then you pause for a moment to watch the stars as they spin and spin around the eye. You smile to yourself and think of Bliss and Ankita out there somewhere amongst those points of light. To the next cycle. Or Bliss's Bay. So I can do a repeatable action of component repairs and get a shitload of cryo for it, which is good. There's my home. There's the Gimbal Lounge. The Gimbal Lounge is just by a spacer meal, isn't it? Yeah, okay. Descend to the room. I think that would be fun if you had to chase your drinks in 0G. Yeah. I'm watching like people on the International Space Station do their stuff is pretty cool. Like getting like bottles of water and watching the reaction of the water itself and stuff is very, very cool. Little experiments of it. Before we do that, we need to grab some food. I have shitloads of money, so no issues about food there at all. Right, let's sleep and then feed the cat. Ooh, 3 6s and a 2. That'll do me nicely. Feed the cat. Naturally, gotta feed the cat. Gotta be done. And we've got 4 more cycles. Moving the horizon. Sellers are apparently going to start moving the side rail horizon to the hub soon. That's 1 out of 6. What's this one then? The shipyard. Side reel draw. Oh, I've got 2 more cycles till the side reel draw. Havenage have said it'll be a few cycles until the winner of the draw is announced, then you'll have to come back then. Okay. And the Havenage offices are prepared to... What happens if I sell some Yatagan data? Got me some 10 cryo. Cool. Not that I really need to do any of that shit. Okay. Got another cycle before that comes to fruition. Can't do any of this stuff. We could start these. But I don't know whether that's going to be worthwhile, to be honest with you. At this point. At this point. Oh. Let's use the 2 if the downside is not good energy. Yeah. That gives me energy. That's good. Oh. Do you know what, friends? I'm going to go visit the urination station is what I'm going to do. While I decide what it is that I want to do. We could start one of these little storylines. But I just don't know how long they're going to escalate for. Do you know what I mean? I don't know where that's going to take us. But what I'll do is I'll quickly run 3 ads while I'm gone because I really need to pee because I should have gone in the last ad break and then completely forgot as I am known to do. But friends, get up, have a stretch your eyes, look at them in the distance and look back again. Grab some kind of beverage.
Panda to it, panda to it.
Remember, friends, if you don't drink enough water, you're in trouble.
Oh my god. Milky Pork. Good lord. Good lord, you cheeky devil. Friends, get up, have a stretch your eyes, look at something in the distance, then look back again. Don't forget to take your meds if you haven't done it already. If you're wearing a binder, have a couple of deep breaths, stretch those lungs out, stretch those rib cages out. Stretch, never wear a binder longer than is medically recommended. Don't forget to go charge your sex toys if you are wanting to do so. Don't forget, if you've left something in the washing machine, now's a good time to get it out and get it out and do bits and pieces and what have you. I'm going to run 3 minutes of adverts to get them out of the way. And then we'll be back and we'll see if we can get this last little storyline finished. All right? So I'll be back in a minute, you cheeky little devils. Don't go anywhere. See you in a second. Doing somebody, and hello, you beautiful bean. Welcome back. Hello, cheeky devils. Welcome back. I hope that you all had a wonderful time alleviating your bladders and washing your piss mittens. Very Blade Runner-esque be right back screen. Yeah, we went for like a cyberpunk style screensaver, and I quite like it. To say the least. How's it going, somebody, and how you doing, you beautiful bean? It looks more interesting than Blade Runner. I fucking love Blade Runner. That was exactly where my mind went. That was the reason why I picked it, because it was very Blade Runner-esque. But yeah, welcome on in. How you doing, Sebastian? How's life treating you, buddy? Right, so we've got a couple of cycles now that we just need to meander through until the draw. Let's do a couple of shifts. Oh, no. Back at the bar. What happens if we go back? There's us doing shifts at the bar, which is great, giving us more money. Fantastic. Ascend to the hub. Had a nice calm work day. Love to see it. Bliss's repair bay. Do some component repairs. Sure. Get some more money. My brain is racing with not really conjunctive thoughts. Oh no. Or conductive thoughts. I'm gutted to hear that, because I know exactly how that feels. I've been there many times in my life. I hope that you're able to find a way to refine that down. Just focus and streamline that process, you know. I've got an awful lot of Girolais mushrooms now. An awful lot of Girolais mushrooms. Excuse me. Right, I think I've got 2 more cycles, so we'll just quickly whip in, end the cycle. Oh, they're not good. They're not good either. That ain't great, it has to be said. Gives me 1 energy. Don't forget to feed the cat, Val. Feed the cat. Having loads of mushrooms. Look at how many I've got. Got 5 Matsutakes, 8 Girolais, and a club cap, a club head cap. That's the other thing. That is the other thing that makes me want to stay here, is the fact that here I know I can get these stabilizers. Whereas if I go off planet, I don't know where I can get those. Do you know what I mean? Which I think I'm going to try and do with Mina, but yeah, it just seems my character's putting a lot of risk in here, you know? And this has got 1 more cycle before the great summoning, you know? I don't need any more scrap. I'm good for that. See if this works. Yeah. An extra 2. That'll do. You can get them at the second-hand stabilizer shop down Main Street in Flake, London. Oh, mushroom stuff? Ugh. Ugh. And you know what? Let's use the last of our time working at the old repair bay. What we'll also do, as we've got a copious amount of money, we'll grab ourselves another stabilizer. From the back streets, and we'll grab ourselves some more food. And then we will slumber, and that should bring us to the next one, you know? Back streets, back, all right. No, different back street, different back street. Different back street, Eris. Gosh darn it. What do you like? Okay, here we go. Lemon Mina. The crowds have already gathered by the time you get to the shipyard, and you recognize faces among them, people you have worked alongside on the side reel. And the intervening cycles have turned their excitement to anxiety, and a few of them smile at you instead. Instead, the nervous energy of the crowds fills the space, creating a feedback loop of growing tension. You pick out Lem and Mina and work your way over to them, pushing through the crowd. He silently raises his eyebrows at you, his anxiety obvious, but Mina flashes you a huge smile, unaware of the tension. "Robot!" she shouts, reaching out for you. "Hi, Mina." I'll hug her. She gratefully accepts your hug, leaning against your chest, and Lem smiles, seemingly glad to share the weight of Mina for a moment. "Quite the turnout, huh?" Lem glances around, pulling Mina close. "Don't think patience is one of this crowd's strengths." The sound of an argument towards the back catches your and Lem's attention. He is putting it lightly. This place seems set to explode. This isn't good. Lem doesn't dare answer, but the look in his eyes suggests he agrees. The friggin' millennial brain always makes me think of Backstreet Boys. It's fine. Oh my lordy. "This is Asta Eggenhart of the Celis Foundation." The announcement echoes from the speakers at the shipyard entrance, and the shouts of "Quiet!" rapidly flow. "I am sorry I can't be there to meet you all, and thank you on behalf of Sandra Celis for the work you have done on the sidereal horizon." Most of the crowd strain to see Asta's face, but the small display shows only a ghostly white figure, smudged and unclear. "Sandra wanted me to pass on her personal thanks for your commitment to and belief in the Celis Foundation's missions. We chose the Eye for this project because we knew that we would find like-minded individuals here, especially among the ranks of the Venerable Havenage Association. Unlike most of the Corps, we neither believe Erlin's Eye to be a threat or a rogue state, but instead an embryo for the formation of a new decentralized social structure, one where each citizen might be the master of their own destiny." A ripple of impatience runs through the crowd. They didn't come here for a sermon. "You are all pioneers, just like those Corps citizens who the sidereal horizon will carry. In cryosleep to the planet that will become the Foundation's first frontier world. Celis 1. At the mention of the destination world, excited conversation breaks out amongst the workers. "There, our citizens will be able to create their own innovative, bottom-up economic order, aligned with the principles set down by Cedri Ellis herself. Freedom, resilience, and self-sustenance. This is all thanks to your tireless efforts in the Havenage yards. As a reward for those efforts, you may know that we are offering a select group the opportunity to join the caretakers of this vision, the staff of the Sidereal Horizon, who will maintain the vessel during its multi-decade transit through the interstellar space. Lem turns to you, his eyes bright. This is it. This draw has been performed at random by the central AIs of the Foundation and is final and binding. Please note, only licensed contractors of the Foundation are eligible for this draw. I know you have all been eagerly awaiting this day, and without further delay, I will now read the Celis and identification numbers of those chosen for this great honor. A murmur runs through the crowd. Celis identification numbers? Licensed contractors? You have never even heard the term mentioned. This is something that you were supposed... Is this something you were supposed to be assigned? You glance at Lem. This is it. This is how they get around it. Oh, what's that? You're all unlicensed workers? Oh, well, what a shame. Never mind. That's the thing. You can't give it to me now. I can't give it to me now because it's all a fix. It was all bullshit. And I can guarantee that the people that are going to win it are the bigwigs that organize the entire thing or something like that, you know? You glance at Lem, but his eyes are fixed forward, wide and shimmering. All around you, people are speaking in hushed tones like a rising wave. Asta starts reading out a sequence of numbers and letters, and panic begins to set in. No one seems to know what is happening. Somewhere near the front of the crowd, someone shouts in celebration, and everyone pushes forward. Lem? You turn to see Lem, still staring forward. Mina is scared now. She shouts as the shout starts. Daddy? Someone throws something at the entrance, and it rattles against the shipyard door. You see, for the first time, Havenage security stood on either side. Scared, arguing between themselves. You feel the anger rising in the crowd. Lem lets go. He doesn't move. They might call out names. I can't... Mina tugs at his dog tags. It's not happening. Lem blinks rapidly and then turns to you. He opens and closes his mouth and looks down at Mina. He sees the fear in her eyes and understands. It's time to go. As you lead Lem and Mina out, shoving people aside as you do. You lead Lem and Mina out, shoving people aside. As you do, you hear the sound of scuffles emerging at the front of the crowd, of metal canisters bouncing off the shipyard walls. You keep your head down and walk away. The sound of Asta reading off the ciphers echoes above the chaos like some strange mantra. When you turn to Lem, there are tear tracks running down his cheeks, and Mina is sniffling into his jacket. You feel the sadness rising in you too. They screwed you. They screwed all of you. You were never even on the list. The feeling is as unpleasant as it is familiar. You stare ahead into the tunnel as the security sirens sound, a signal for the coming violence. Drive failed? I don't think we had a choice in failing that one. Win a side reel ticket. The draw didn't go your way. In fact, you never had a chance. Yeah. So that was an intentional one. We couldn't have won that one. That's really shit. That's really shit. Can't give it to Mina. Can't give it to Mina. I wanted to. But there was nothing to give, unfortunately. There was nothing to give. Let's harvest our shrooms. We've got our clubs. Fantastic. We'll put the clubs here. And we've got a third stabilizer. This is good. Even if there was, they wouldn't have let you. No, definitely not. Definitely not. Not the way that they were doing that. That was really fucking sketchy. Classic corporate bollocks. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use this because I don't need money or anything like that at the moment. I'm going to use this to grab a couple of these. Have some Yatagan data. Sure. Do the one there. How many stabilizers do you need? To be fair, each one of these is 1 day. And the stabilizer will refill it from wherever I am back up to full. So I don't need loads of stabilizers. But it depends. Like if I'm going off the site, if I'm going off the starship, as it were, the space station, then that changes things. See, we're gone to find work. Lem's out. Okay. At the beginning of the game, trying to get hold of a stabilizer is really fucking hard. It's like really, really fucking hard. Okay, we can use those 4s. Feed the cat. And then we'll re-roll the 1s and 2s. No, that's alright, Zabani. Anytime. Anything you need to know, I will happily... That's going to take 3 cycles, so we may as well use those cycles. And that's going to take 2. Interesting. Did we not cultivate all of these? No. We'll put the 3 in there and we'll start that even if we never harvest it. Grab some energy. Reroll these. 3 and a 4 isn't great. But fuck it. We'll do it. Always nice to show some gratitude. Yes, buddy. And I very much appreciate it. Very much appreciate it, you beautiful bean. Cool. That's done that one. Go back, end the cycle. So even after all of that, we were not able to end that way. Although that storyline isn't over yet. The 2 storylines we've got left are work for a buyer, who is like the space Yakuza, which I have no interest in doing, and then the Flotilla Aid, which is like a DLC by the looks of things. That's like a DLC that's in here. That's about to launch off. Cook some of these up because we can. I can sell some of the other Matsutake ones I've got. These ones. And get myself a nice tidy profit. In fact, you know what? I can literally use that money that I've just got to buy myself yet another stabilizer, because I'm going to use one by the end of this cycle. No worries, thank you very much, Nibrin. And then we will pop up and just use some of this stuff. Because I just need to finish the cycle, really. It's the next one that I'm interested in. The next cycle. We'll grab a stabilizer. So that we start the next cycle with all of the things. Oh, that's good. That's a good way to start it. It's a good way to start things. We'll also pop to Emphis and just grab some food so we're full up. Lurk away, Zabadian. Lurk away, you beautiful bean. Right. Theoretically. Oh, it's gone. It's gone. Oh. Oh. Good. Break a metaphorical leg, Alexandra. There's no answer when you buzz Lem's unit, but the door is open. You push the door and find Mina sitting in the middle of the floor playing with Bun Bun. Hi, Mina. Hi, robot. Says Mina sullenly, waving... Oh. Hi, robot. Says Mina sullenly, waving Bun Bun's paw without looking up. Where's Daddy? Mina doesn't respond. She walks Bun Bun across the floor, narrating quietly to herself. You look around the unit. It is a mess. Dishes and glasses on the side. Some of Mina's clothes piled up in a corner. Mina is sitting by her bag, which is spilled out across the floor. Her drawing slate cracked and dark. Let's play with Mina. She's obviously not in a great place. You sit down beside Mina and she turns away, taking Bun Bun with her. But after a while she turns back and you play together. She insists you both, Bun Bun. What? I think it's you both and Bun Bun are on a trip away, dragging the stuffed rabbit around across counters and surfaces. You've just started to look at fixing Mina's cracked slate when Lem enters. Sleeper, what are you... He pauses and looks from you to Mina and back again. Never mind. He drops the bag by the door and slumps onto the couch. Everything okay? Lem leaks out a weak laugh. You forgot the past few cycles now too? Wish I was so lucky. He looked away at the open door. Look, now's not a good time. What happened? What happened? We messed up. That's what happened. We put our hopes in somebody else's stupid scheme. He pinches the bridge of his nose. You understand that they never even put us on the list, right? I've been all around the rim looking for work, and I've run into more than a few from the crews. It turns out only long-time Havenage members were issued with Celis ID numbers. They never planned to consider us. Havenage say they didn't even know that it was... Havenage say they didn't know that it was what they were going to use to make the draw. And who knows, maybe Celis pulled the wool over their eyes. But what does it matter? All those hours in the yards for hand-to-mouth wages and nothing else. He slams his hand down on the sofa. You were giving up? Lem opens his mouth to respond, but stops himself. He looks at the open door again. They are moving the side reel up the hub now, you know? He says without meeting your eye. That's where it'll depart from. They are bringing the ship with all their cryo-sleep pioneers and transferring them up there in microgravity before loading the crew. We could sneak aboard. You think they're going to let people on board? The security they'll have has to be impossible. He looks over at Mina. Look, we'll be fine. We always have been. I just need a little time. He sighs. We had our hearts set on that trip, is all. Mina comes over and climbs onto his lap, and he smiles. What if I got you on board? I missed you these past few cycles. I miss that optimism. You do not know the power of the sleeper. Lem strokes Mina's hair. Look, you want to go up the hub and ask around, be my guest. I can't get up there with Mina down here, and I'm sure the side reel will bring a crowd. But be careful. This kind of thing always attracts scammers and thieves. You find a way aboard, you take it. You need help getting there, ask me. But for now, me and Meanie are sticking to the eye. She looks up at him and smiles. I'll find a way for us all. Lem smiles but doesn't say anything. You stand to leave and Mina grabs your hand, eager to give you one more smile. Then you are out, back in the walkways to the low end, already thinking of plans to make this right. I don't even give a shit about me going myself. I just want to get Mina and Thingy out there. And there it is. There's the dock. Scout the dock. The side reel being loaded and prepped. Among the commotion, is it possible to find a way on board? Let's find out. Caster? Oh, hello. Quite the achievement, isn't she? Centra Celis must be proud. Oh, it's fucking Caster. Of course it is. You recognize the resonating voice of Caster immediately and turn to see him, hooded and tucked into the shadows near the viewing part. Caster? So you remember our game? Good. He looks around, but the platform is clear. I'm afraid you'll have to wait for a rematch. Microgravity makes Tavla a little difficult. He smiles broadly. Castor walks out to stand beside you in the platform, the telltale clunk of magnetic boots accompanying his slow crossing. He notices you looking at them. I don't much like it up here, he explains. I hear there was some trouble at Avenage Shipyard when they announced the results of the crew lottery. I was there. I know. He sighs, meeting your eye. An ugly business. Celis are too used to the ways things work in the core. Exploitation is the only logic they know. He gestures out of the side reel. You know why they built this monstrosity on the eye? Control. Certainly. There's no corporate oversight out here. But that's not all. He stares at the pristine yellow hull. Celis built it here, says Caster gravely, because they didn't want anyone to know it exists. He rubs his forehead. And secrecy is something that I cannot abide. He turns to face you. There are people being loaded onto that ship as we speak. Sleeping people. Locked in cryo-sleep like the person that you were emulated from. There are hundreds of them. And Celis wants to send them out to a planet at the edge of the settled systems without anyone knowing where it is. But you, Sleeper, can do something about that. You are like me. You deal with data. You can read it right out the air. With someone like you on that ship, secrecy isn't a problem. You can ping back whatever I need whenever I need it, as long as you are on board. With you on the side reel, and with some minor modifications, he pauses. You can be my eyes and ears. I will keep track of Celis' grand project through you. In short, says Caster, stretching, I can get you aboard, Sleeper. But I'm going to need you to help me. Who are you? I'm a concerned party. Someone who likes to know what is happening when it is happening, not afterwards. It's not just me. Yes, your friend, Lem. That can be arranged. It is difficult, but not impossible. The condition is, of course, that you go too. Castor clunks closer to the window, watching the tugs wheeling around the side reel. It's a simple offer, and the only one that will get you on that ship. Please consider it. He turns back, silhouetted against the ship. But, to make it happen, I need your assistance, as I said. There is a Celis Foundation ship docked in the now empty shipyard. I need the data from its servers. This will allow me to produce IDs necessary for your transit. Castor looks over his glasses at you. Celis aren't stupid, though. Their ship is totally isolated from the station. You'll need to get on board if you want to access their air-walled servers. Once you have that data, meet me at your friend's unit so we can give him the good news. He smiles. I notice his importance to you. And the little one. So cute. You don't extract the data before the sidereal horizon leaves the hub, then I will get the message. We have other options, but you are certainly my preferred one. But be sure that when you act, Sleeper, once you take the data from Celis, you'll set off a series of events that will likely be hard for you to untangle yourself from. Either way, I recommend you stop asking around up here. You are bringing a lot of attention to yourself. Castor glances around as if to emphasize his point. There are only a handful of cycles until the departure, Sleeper. Make your decision. With that, Castor marches off back down the platform. The sound of his mag boots fading away, leaving you to contemplate the sidereal horizon and the part it may play in your future. I'm cool with that. I'm actually perfectly cool with that. I got no qualms about this at all. I get to go on the sidereal with, well, Lem and Mina get to go on the sidereal, which is the important bit. With, and then the price is that I go on the sidereal and I feed data back to the dude. Which I know Castor, because Castor is the guy that we leaked loads of information to from the gangs of the city. He's basically a techno freedom fighter. Critical action. Fastest way to get to this ship is by pretending to work there. Plan so bold it may even work. Right, we need one more before we can do it. End cycle. Feed the stray. I better get Castor to feed the stray while I'm out as well. We'll quickly pop over to here. Oh, what? Did I not germinate the spores? Oh, fuck's sake. Never mind. I thought I'd already done that. Never mind. Oh, I'm not going to be around to collect them, but never mind. Doesn't matter. I've got Matsutakes and I've got fucking Jurele caps. Oh, that is a bad reroll. You are in. Maybe if you do this right, you might be able to pull something more than just IDs. Well, I've got a 6 there, so I may as well do it. Got Celis data and thingy. Cool. I got a shitload of 1s, so I'm going to use them here to get all of this shit. Because I can. Cool. And I should have another one over here. Havenage. Yatagan, maybe? Yatagan. How's it going, Purple? How you doing? Fighting meet went well, but... Ooh. A friend had just done a no-show on me today. I look good in your new dress. Angry pizza time for you. Purple. Even if your friend did a no-show on you, which is fucking shitty of a friend to do. Let's be clear. Let's be clear. That is a shit thing for a person to do. 110%. You still looked fucking excellent in your new dress. I don't even need to see it, but I know that you looked excellent in your new dress. And even if they didn't show up, I hope that you had a wonderful day out in a nice place, wherever it was. And that you revel in that pizza tonight. You thoroughly enjoy yourself and your wonderful pizzaness. Grab some food. Pink Princess. The place was my place. All right, okay. Well, in which case, go out somewhere, Purple. Go out somewhere. Enjoy the time that you're having in this wonderful dress. Indulge in it. And go out. Go have a pizza in some fancy restaurant. Treat yourself. Hey, Castor. Castor is actually like the unsung hero of a lot of this, to be fair. He's pretty awesome. Pretty fucking awesome. When you arrive at Lem and Mina's unit, Castor is already waiting for you outside. Leaning beside the door. Forgive me, Sleeper, but Celis is already buzzing with news of the breach. I was expecting you. I don't care about tracking me. He's seems like a decent individual. So far, anyway. Will this work? Don't worry, the breach cannot be traced to the specific IDs that I'm about to create. Castor reaches into a pocket and produces a sleek green and white hand terminal. The data, please. Hand it over. You hand over the drive with the data, and Castor fishes around for a converter cable to hook it up. He slots it into the terminal, and after some whirring, a set of 2 transparent films marked with the numeric sequences are produced. 2 tickets to an uncertain future. Castor smiles to himself. The child will go with Lem, of course. He pockets them. These are yours, but first... He holds out a white cube. Your side of the deal. What is it? Something to help us make use of you. He passes you the square and you rest it in your palm. A small, white, perfect cube. Suddenly you feel a sharp pain and flinch. The cube jumps from your hand and rattles along the walkway. You look at Castor apologetically. Castor smiles. Not to worry. It has done its job. Now it is for you to do yours. You look down and see a tiny pinprick in the center of your palm. Nothing sinister. Castor puts the terminal away. This way we can keep track of you and the sidereal horizon. I did agree to this. It's like, I didn't agree to this, but I definitely did. That was 110% something that I definitely did. Whatever you need to do. Excellent. The Castor hands you a transparent film. And you see... and you see shimmering portraits of you and Lem flickering beneath the surface. Go and give them the good news. He reaches across and buzzes the unit. You tried, but you can't be asked. That's fair. Got a good friend to save the dress for? Good. Good, Purple. I'm glad that you've got somebody that's not going to fucking leave you high and dry like that. Lem slides the door open, half dressed in gear. Sleeper, what brings you up here? Come in. He beckons you inside. You look to the side, expecting to see Castor, but the wall is empty. The unit is cleaner, better organized than last time. Lem sits at the thin bar and gestures for you to sit. Mina is with some of the local kids. Someone has started doing lessons down the way. She seems to like it. Did you say sit down? I'll sit down with him. That's fine. You sit at the bar. What's up, Sleeper? I have some news. Out with it then. I have Celis IDs for us. You have? Lem freezes. How? He blinks rapidly, as if to wipe you from his vision. Does that mean... Yep. Lem stands up and paces around the unit. We have to pack. He starts to laugh. Holy shit, we have to pack. He turns back to you, smiling. How the hell did you swing this, Sleeper? A friend helped. Well, thank you, friend. You show him the ID films, and he whistles at the portraits. Impressive stuff. He pats you on the shoulder. You should stay until Mina gets home. We can tell her together. Sure. The buzzer goes. That'll be her. Lem gets up and opens the door, and Mina, a bundle of energy and life, rushes into the room. Robot! She shouts. Lem picks her up. Mina, you won't believe what they brought us. You flash her the passes, and she looks confused. We are going away after all, Meanie. He lifts her up above her head. Above his head. On that big, beautiful ship. Mina screams and Lem laughs. He puts Mina down and she runs over to you and hugs your leg. I love you, robot. She says quietly. Oh, quietly. I love you, robot. She says quietly, so only you can hear. I love you too, Mina. And a while later, when you leave, you don't even think to check for Castor by the door until it's too late. You stop and turn, halfway down the walkway, but there's nothing there. Even that little white cube is gone. So you keep walking, back through the low end, deep in thought, excited and scared all at once. I like this. I like this because it's also like screwing it to the corporation. This corporation that screwed everyone over. Like, this is kind of like my vengeance of like coming back for it, you know? The corporation are screwing everyone over. And in return, I'm going to screw them over. Through the medium of data leaks. Right, I've got 8 stabilizers. I think that should be enough. The music in this is pretty fucking awesome as well. Oh, I've got to wait till this is full? Oh, in which case I'll do some fucking work. How's it getting, Lunicorn? How you doing, you beautiful being? That's going to take 4. What's that pay? 16. I could sell the shipmind core. I don't really need to. Don't really need to. What's the ore exchange give me? 19. Still get better up on the top thing. Right, I've nearly got all of those, but realistically speaking, let's cause as much carnage as I possibly can before I leave. By giving the Yakuza all of the Yatagan all of the Havenage data, apart from 5, we'll keep 5. And then giving all of the Havenage the Yatagan data. Cause a minor war between them before we leave. Because why wouldn't we? You know? My other mate just called him a twat. I mean, an accurate description, to be honest with you. No, that was the Banty, and I don't need that. This one. Yes, I dozed off this afternoon. That's alright. There's no problem. Okay, we'll keep 5 of each. We've got loads of resources for stuff. 462. And I think, to be fair, the next real things that we need to do is just work as much as possible. Wanted to that, but annoyingly, wish you'd stayed mad. Just take it nice and easy, Purple. I think having a nice pizza is a great a great call to do, you know? Something nice and chill. Decide on a nice movie to watch this evening. Right, hold on. Before we do that, how many days has that got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 days. I am also assuming, I'm under an assumption, which is probably very foolish of me, that, oh, wrong one. That this is all going to go smoothly, which I'm not sure it is going to go smoothly. But we'll find out. We will find out all the same. How's it going, Not the Brain? How you doing? Been thinking about the Moulin Rouge. Moulin Rouge is a great movie. Good call. Good call. Oh, no. Feed the stray. Feed the stray. Can't leave without feeding the stray. Shame we can't take the stray on the ship with us, but... grab some more stabilizers. I realize that you don't need to do this to finish the game by any stretch of the imagination, but I don't know, I'm really into the character now, so I'm just like, yeah, like I would literally use as much time. If I had like 6 cycles left before the ship left, I'd be like, right, how do I get as much money as possible so that I can buy as many stabilizers as possible? Because if I'm going to the outer worlds, the rim worlds, you know, then I am going to need stabilizers to keep me in tip-top shape as much as I possibly can. You know? That just makes sense to me. Lurk away, Danae Raven, you beautiful being. Shitload of work over with Maritz. End the cycle, feed the cat. We could just end the cycle and feed the cat, to be fair. Until such a time as we need to do something else. That fills us up. Yeah, buy another scrap. That's fine. Fair, we could buy another. Ooh. I got a bit of a ship call there. I got another bit of a ship call there. Oh, you bastard. So close. But that's okay, because then I can sell one of the ship mines. If I do this, does it give me all of them? It was just evil in the best way. Color me intrigued. Oh, right, so it keeps giving me yet again data, so there's no way that I can max out on those ones. Okay, fair enough. Fuck it, yeah, sure, the auto exchange. Let's go for it. Why not? Scrap. We'll go up one, and then we're not losing out on thingies. End cycle. How are you? I'm intrigued now. How are you evil in the best way? Feed yourself too, not just with cat biscuits. This is true. This is true. I do need to keep my body, my bod. That's a bit better. Not that it really matters at this stage. Ascend to the hub. Right, 3 more cycles. We can do this. What happens if we fail on it? We just get less cryo. A -1 energy. That's fine. That's fine. And random scrap. Love random scrap. 3 more cycles. I'll be starving at this point, but that's fine. Oh, that is a good run. Get the cat. Okay. Steadily but surely. Building our way back up. We could probably do with buying some more fucking stabilizers. 15 stabilizers. Well, each one of these is 4 days. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. Each stabilizer gives me 20 days. That's actually not that much. But never mind. 15 should do me. What's that? 2 more? Fuck it, we'll sleep up here instead. We'll sleep up here instead this time round. I want to get this thing finished off. No worries, Purple. You take it easy, you beautiful bean. We'll grab some food in the gimbal lounge, because we can. And then we'll sleep up here again, because we can. And they hung up on you, so I called back. Got a new person, complained about being hung up on. Went back into it. Then he told me how immigrants were messing with your 401k. 10 minutes of how the government was messing with it far more than any immigrant are. And the new guy told me I have to go and hung up. Wow, what a dick. What a dick. Not you. Like, them. Fuck, I'm amazed. Amazed at that. Amazed at that. Right, Lemon Mina, let's do this! There is a crowd, but you spot Lemon Mina immediately as you enter the dock. They are waiting at the cordon, where Celis security are checking the crew in to board the ship. Those that manage to get up to the hub are crowded near the entrance, but even they know their chance of getting on board is long gone. Lem or wait? Lem. Lem spots you amongst the crowd. Sleeper, we're here! They are standing beside a bag which looks to carry all the possessions that they have. It is small enough to be carried in one hand. You ready? Lem smiles nervously. Well, I guess so. He hefts the bag. I hope they'll let us take this on board. Got our whole life in here. You hand over the Celis ID film to Lem, keeping your own. He turns it back and forth in the light. Where did your friend even get this picture, Sleeper? Looks like my old Conway ID. You look, and a shimmering younger Lem stares out of the film, harder and clean cut. I spoke to the guard here. He nods to the white and green clad security officer. They'll be doing orientation and role assignment on board. Sounds like we're going to be working under the core crew, kind of like an intern. He laughs. What do you think, Meanie? Am I too old to be an intern? Following Lem's lead, you inspect your ID. As you lift the film up to the light, you see something strange, something that makes you flinch. The face printed on the film is one you recognize immediately, but it is not you. At least, it is not how you look now. You squint at this ghost, confused why you hadn't noticed earlier. It is a picture that you remember being taken, a memory that you didn't know that you had. You remember signing the forms, the walk to the sleeper tanks, the cold metal floor. You remember the S&ARP employee who helped you in, her smile clean and surgical. You freeze in place, thinking of the you that still sleeps somewhere in S&ARP facility, that won't wake until you are recovered and disposed of. And now you are leaving. Will they ever wake up? Sleeper! Lem interrupts your thoughts. These guys want us on to board. You stare at him without thinking, then notice the guard gesturing you both to come forward. You all kick off and float over to them, steadying yourself on the guardrail. You hang back, letting Lem present his ID film first. The guard slides it across the white machine, much like the one Castor printed them from. You reflexively rub the puncture marks on your hand. Even though there is no trace of it now, it seems to be your destiny to be someone else's tool. Lem and Mina are waved through, the guard smiling at her excited face. Lem turns back to check that you are coming. The guard beckons you closer. Bored. You shake off your doubts and hand over your ID film. The guard barely looks at it as they pass it through a scanner and wave you through. A new life built from old things. You okay? Lem asks, concerned as you catch up with them. You are so slow, robot, Mina teases, grabbing at you with the small hands. Just making sure. Lem nods, and you realize how much harder it must have been for him to cross that threshold. Mina struggles in his arms, trying to get to you, and Lem relents, struggling with both the bag and his daughter. Mina tumbles through the microgravity and grabs onto your clothes for purchase, pulling herself into your arms. You all proceed up the walkway, the entrance to the docking bridge yawning wide in above you. Are we family, robot? Mina asks as you move, taking you by surprise. I guess so. Mina smiles and presses her head against your chest, pleased by your answer. You keep moving up to the docking bridge, and then along that thin glass-walled connector, all the time Mina clutching onto you. The lack of gravity means you can't feel her weight, only the grip of her small hand on your clothes. You both stare wide-eyed at the vast hull of the sidereal horizon and try to think of this huge machine as home. Later, when you settle in your bunk after Mina has finished running back and forth between you and Lem with endless infectious excitement, you find yourself looking at your ID film once more. Somehow, since the last time you looked at it, the image seems to have changed. It is still a picture of the old you, the person that signed up to have their consciousness copied and placed into the ownership of SNR. But something else has crept into the image. An underlying sense of self-identification. This is also a picture of you. You now. The you that survived the eye, that made friends here and found a way out, that escaped against all odds. The other you might never wake up. They might never live again. But so be it. They consigned you to a doomed life for their own gain. Their life is now yours. You will live it better than they ever could. You lie back on your bunk as the thrust of the sidereel's vast engines kick in. This feeling, this rumble, will be your constant companion for the next decades. It will be there when you work, when you watch Mina grow, when you dream of the planet at the end of the journey. It will stay with you when your body starts to fail, despite the best attempts of Lem and Mina, as the years stack up and it exceeds its safe operating period by a decade. It will be the thing that you wake up to in those rare moments of consciousness, between which Mina will keep you in a frozen state of hope, in the hope of preserving you until your destination is reached. It will still be there when Mina wakes you, tears in her eyes, to tell you of Lem's inevitable death. And it will not relent, despite your desire for a moment of silence. It will be the final thing you hear, as Mina shuts down all but the most vital of all of your functions, and hopes beyond hope that you will make it to your final destination, all the while doubting that you will. But for now, in this moment of departure, it is still a new sound, a new feeling, and because of this, it is filled with the promise of a future. And so, you settle back onto your bunk and close your eyes, and in moments you are sleeping in a perfect, dreamless sleep, the most peaceful that you can ever remember. Oh, my little heart. Oh, Jesus. That was excellent. That was excellent. And that was only one of the many endings that you can get as well. It was obviously going to be the one where we looked after Mina. Let's not even lie about this. Oh, Taken, you're here. How you doing, buddy? I legitimately cannot think of many better examples of themes of assuming parenthood-like roles. Maybe Last of Us, but right next to that I put this exact story. Mina and Lem have been my go-to example of how to write a story of self-sacrifice for the betterment of a child that isn't biologically yours. I just think it's stunning, thrilled to see you, thrilled you're seeing this. I wept so hard at this. I'm feeling it in my fucking soul. And you know what? There was so many, we've passed three other legitimate endings that we kind of rejected because I wanted this ending. I wanted this ending because of Mina, and I completely agree. Best ending, I agree. It's so easy to miss this. You've done so well. Yeah, because we weren't going to go for the shipyard stuff. The shipyard stuff is sort of like a really random like job at the beginning that actually seems quite hard. So you could easily play the entire game with never getting this ending. Easily. Without any hesitation. Everything else kind of falls into you, like the path that you take. It's kind of like, okay, here is a little connector, but this one's off by itself. And a very, very cool ending as well. Very, very cool ending as well. Just in time for the credits. Well, that's the third time we've watched the credits, but I was happy to watch them roll because it was a great thing. It's also, how you doing, Robblehead? How's it going? Amazing timing. Just arrived in my destination. Look at that. Perfect, right? Perfect timing. I committed hard to the ship stuff from day dot. This was my very first playthrough. Oh shit! You see, I went the stuff that I committed to from day dot was getting rid of the tracker. I wanted to get rid of the tracker as quickly as possible, and it is such a weight off your shoulders for a game that isn't like, it's tense, but it's not urgent. That's the best way I can really describe it. There's tension in it, but it's not urgent. Like, you don't have to rush things. It's just cycle by cycle. You go with the dots, go with your dice rolls and stuff like that. Very, very, very cool game. Very cool game. And I am so thankful that you put it on my radar, Taken. Very, very cool. It was excellent. Excellently written as well. Probably one of the best games I've seen. Like, the best writing I have seen in a game in a long time. Big claim incoming. I think Citizen Sleeper 2 is better. Whoa, that is a big claim. That is a genuinely big claim. Because this game, we haven't even played all of it. Because I didn't do any of the Yatagan ones. And I know that there's the episodic section. That was like I don't know whether it was a DLC or just like a late edition or what have you. But maybe I'll do that offline. If I do it offline, I will record it and stick it on the VOD's YouTube channel. Because yeah, it was excellently written. Absolutely fucking excellently written. I was really impressed with this this game. Really impressed. Like, it's taken me back a bit, you know. So yeah, do you think that Citizen Sleeper 2 is a better written game? Let me go on to Citizen Sleeper 2. Citizen Sleeper 2. Cool. That is now on my wish list. I will get myself a copy of that. I won't play it straight away. because I need something different in between games. But I'll definitely play it again. I'll play that as well because it was definitely in my top like games in regards to storyline. The various different stories were beautiful and really interesting. A really interesting take on the idea of like selling your consciousness and the corruption of corporations, and also the kind of fall of society almost. Some really interesting takes in there. Very, very cool. Very cool. And I am very grateful to have had that put on my radar, because it was one of those games that I probably would have completely missed had it not been brought to my attention. So again, Taken, thanks for that. Appreciate that. Now I've got to go deal with all of these emotions, I feel. Duchess Demona, how you doing? Can I put another 2 games on your list, one of which I am sure that someone else has already highlighted? Yeah, please do. Let me throw it in the chat. I believe it's that one. Yeah. Please do. Please do. But that is a heart-wrenching hope, wasn't it? Wasn't it just? Fucking wild. Fucking great ending. I'm really glad that we held out for that ending as well. Valen, am I a bad person for taking some pleasure in those who've crossed me having bad luck? Also, when people whom have crossed me get into bad luck, does that mean I'm a witch? I really want this to be true. I mean, I can't say about whether you're a witch or not, because I can't say that I believe in that. But I can say that there is nothing wrong with reveling in somebody else, somebody who has done wrong by you having a shit time. Embracing karma is not a bad thing. Do you know what I mean? Nice high five. Like reveling, being like, yeah, they're having a shit time. Well, you know, reap what you sow. You know what I mean? Like that's the way I see it. So yeah. Home and touch early. What a wonderful moment for me to come back to. I hope you're enjoying this game as much as I did, and the writing spectacular. Taken, honestly, fucking sensational. Absolutely fucking sensational. Really, really enjoyed that game. Really, really enjoyed it. It's one of the very few games that makes me want to do a second playthrough. There aren't many games in the world. In fact, I can literally count them on one hand. Like how many games actively want me to do, like have made me go, do you know what, I want to do a second playthrough. I want to see what happens when you give yourself over to the net. I want to see what happens when you fly off with Ankita. Do you know what I mean? There are a few active like endings there that we passed up, but I really want to know what happened. And because of the way that it's like an autosave, you can't like go back a few steps. You've got to play it all again from scratch, which makes sense also. But also there's so many other, oh my god, excuse me, there's so many other options that are available there that I'm sure that there are a few other like endings that we completely missed purely because of the way that we played the game, you know. But great game, really, really enjoyed it. Fascinating, and honestly some of the best writing that I've seen. Just excellent. Just fucking excellent. But friends, that is a perfect time for me to call it. Because I've got to go meet up with my brother very, very soon. I need to go grab some food. You cheeky little devils. But we are going to go and throw some love at another delightful individual. We're going to go do that. 2 suggestions in. Amazing. Do you want to tell me what they are? Ooh, food. Exactly. Well, I'm going to be having a couple of pints. So, I'm going to be wanting to do that. Tell me what they are. Quick question, if it's not a problem, or I will ask in the Discord, but are you playing Blueprints? Blueprints is on my list. Slay the Princess is definitely already on the list for thingies, but Expedition 33, I've not I've not had, don't know that one. What's Expedition 33? Slay the Princess, I have seen the artwork for. I don't know anything about it, though. Blueprints, I really want to play, though, Alec Wallace, because it looks great. And what I have seen of other people playing it seems like one of those games that would tick a lot of boxes for me. Pints are no food. No, exactly. That's the reason. I need the pints before I have the food, you know? I need the pints before I have the food. Can't wait to see you go through it. I'm enjoying the gameplay loop. Yeah, it looks like a really, really interesting one. It looks like I won't be getting it. I will openly say that I won't be getting it before TwitchCon because all of my money is going towards TwitchCon. All of my money is going towards TwitchCon. After I get back from TwitchCon, we can look at other games that we could play. Do you know what I mean? Ticks all the right spots. Yeah, tickles all the right spots. I like that. I like that. Second, the blueprints are so good. Yeah. JRPG from a French studio, and it's, I mean, look, buddy, it's stunning. Just does not miss. Can't emphasize how much I believe that you should play this game. Okay, all right. I'll have a look. I'll have a gander. Mid-play on Blueprints. Very, very good. Can I get it for you? Blueprints? Not to push you to play it early, just to make sure that you've got it. I mean, I'm not going to turn that down. That's a very kind offer. I really appreciate that. I have a voice note. I'm going to forward you that. Okay. Is it a voice note that I need to play on stream, Taken? Or is it a voice note for me off stream? You know? But yeah, I'll give. I mean, I'm not gonna turn down somebody doing that, with the understanding that just because you're getting me it does not mean that we're going to be playing it instantly. I do not like people buying me games. Because when I first started streaming, many moons ago, when I first started streaming, there was a couple of viewers that we used to have in the community that bought me games because they wanted me to play it immediately, and it was like. Completely agree, non-binary. Completely agree. Never expect anything. Alec Wallace, I appreciate you for that. I appreciate you for that. Which is what actually makes me more inclined to play something like that, you know? But yeah, I mean, I didn't realize we were going to be finishing Citizen Sleeper today. So I haven't got a game planned for next week, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But in the meantime, friends, I'm going to go raid somebody. I'm going to go throw some love at another delightful individual, you know? I think you're going to enjoy it. Just want to provide the opportunity. You are a gem of a human being. I really appreciate that. I really, really do. Because, I mean, I wanted to buy it anyway, but yeah, I don't want to spend any money until after TwitchCon. After TwitchCon, I'm game for fucking anything. Do you know what I mean? But until TwitchCon, I don't want to do that. I actually somehow don't have your number, so no voice note. Oh. Get it off Lilia. I'm surprised you don't have my number, because we have literally been out drinking many times together. That is really surprising. But okay. That's genuinely shocked me. But okay. Right. Let's have a look-see. Who we can go raid. Brent, before we go raid anybody, though, could you do me a massive favor and throw out some mod loves in the channel? You can use any kind of mod loves from any kind of channel. You can use any kind of love hearts from any kind of channel. Say a massive thank you to those wonderful moderators. Let's have a quick look where I can throw some mod loves out myself. Mods! Thank you so much for all of you. Thanks so much for being here. Thanks so much for all you do in and out of stream. All the stuff you do for me behind the scenes, and all the stuff you do for this wonderful, wonderful, wonderful community. I really, really appreciate it. Mechanical Knight, thank you very much for being here. Appreciate that. Sir Didymus, also, how you doing? Isn't in your contacts as Filth Wizard? That is a good question. That is a good question. Though I honestly think I've known Taken long enough that I think that he would not want to inflate my ego like that. Do you know what I mean? No, we're going to do our normal raids, non-binary. I appreciate what you're saying, and I stand by it 210%. I stand by it 210%. Absolutely. But we're going to go with our normal raid messages. Friends, if you are a subscriber, please copy and paste the first raid message If you are not a subscriber, please copy and paste the second raid message. That's the first Bot of Vein raid message for subscribers. The second Bot of Vein raid message for non-subscribers. Let me have a quick gander. Yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to do that. We're going to return the love for a wonderful individual who raided me yesterday. And I haven't raided him in fucking ages, but he is wonderful and glorious. Friends, we're going to go raid the glorious, the wonderful, the happy-go-lucky scamp that is Jay Britton. We're going to go raid Jay Britton. He raided us yesterday. I appreciate him very, very much. So if you can stick around for the raid, even if it's only like 5-10 minutes, I would really, really appreciate it just to go throw Jay some love. If you're not in the raid up here, please click on the link down here so we can all pile over together. I'm not sure whether he's playing Resident Evil 4 now or whether he's just been playing Resident Evil 4 and is about to go into some RP stuff. I'm not entirely sure. But because he normally does 2 games, he does a roleplay game and a like an online RP game and another game every day. And I'm not sure whether he's just going into Resident Evil 4 or whether he's going into the other one. But either way, friends, I'll be back tomorrow at 1 p.m. BST. That's 1 p.m. British time, where we will be starting a brand new game called Sense, a cyberpunk ghost story, which is a... Yeah, it's a ghost story that's cyberpunky, apparently, which I'm super intrigued by. But yeah, we'll be checking that out. And don't forget, on Thursday, we're at 7 p.m. BST, that's 7 p.m. British time, we are doing an extra stream, which is a community stream with Twitch integrations of Orginizer, which is a fucking excellent game. So I would love it if you can check us out then. Thanks so much for being here. Thanks so much for raid the subs, the gift subs, all the cheeky little bitties. Thanks so much for spending your time here. Thanks so much for the follows, for chatting away with me, for lurking away. And thank you very much for all those people watching the VOD. Until tomorrow, don't do anything I wouldn't do, because if I wouldn't do it, it'll fucking kill you. I'll see you all later. Bye-bye.